everybody. Welcome. It is the 16th anniversary of PODAWFUL. Can you believe it? Insane, I know. I'm your host, Jesse Showman. They're calling me Jesse Showman now. Now, you might be thinking to yourself what I would also be thinking to myself if I ever saw anyone like this saying the words I just said, which is, really? 16 years? And? And? Now what? And of course, my answer to that, my response is, first of all, fuck you, me. Kind of a shitty thing to say to me. But secondly, I would also say, hey, listen. I mean, maybe it's existed for 16 years, technically, but, I didn't really get things started until like 10 years ago. And even then, we didn't really, the show was kind of different, like even just 5 years ago. And so really, it's kind of a whole different beast. And I keep getting banned on YouTube because, thank you to the actual Indians, by the way, who are working for YouTube. 7 million channels banned in the past 3 months. So you're actually beating Hitler's numbers with that one. Congratulations to YouTube. But listen, forget all of that. These are all just excuses. See, I've got plans. Big plans. Bad plans. Criminal plans. A lot of people have wronged me along the way. And while those people are sitting there right now judging me for being at the station I'm at in my life after 16 years of putting my nose to the grindstone, while they're sitting there poo-pooing my accomplishments, I've been scheming. I've been plotting. I've been planning. Ladies and gentlemen, what am I doing? What have I been working on? What did all of this accomplish? What did it lead to? I'll show you my final evil plan. See, I've been learning a lot over these past few months. I've been studying some of the greats, some of the most insane schizo criminals of all time. And now I know what I must do. For my final plan is to destroy the world with the Earth's biggest anvil. We'll drop a giant anvil from orbit onto the planet. Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself, Jesse, once everyone's dead, then what? You're on the moon. What do you care? I'll tell you, I haven't thought that far yet. But I can tell you this, in another 16 years, I'll have it fucking figured out. And you'll all be sorry. That's right. You'll all be sorry.
What seems to be the problem, officer?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's PODAWFUL TV Super Show. The cameras are going to be messed up here. We had some technical difficulties that were really just fine the entire time, and nobody actually had a problem with any of that whatsoever the whole time. It was working just fine. Let's see what happens here in 2 seconds when the camera switches. Is it going to be insane? Is it going to be really, really bad? I bet you it is. Let's find out. Okay, great. Well, hi, I'm Jesse. I live in the dark now. And we've got a great guest on tonight's program. Hello, everybody. There we go. Almost. And okay. And we will have the cameras figured out here in just a second. Okay. Sorry. That one wasn't my fault, actually. That was, boom, there we go. That was somebody else. I hired an Indian guy to work on all this stuff. We bought a Windows computer, and now things are going haywire. Check out this plan, though. I am going to... We've been working on a very big anvil, and one of the people I've been working on that with is a fella by the name of Faceless. Ladies and gentlemen, Faceless. My guest for tonight's program. Okay, so 16 years. Can you believe it, Faceless? Isn't that crazy?
It's awesome. I'm a big fan of your work with anvils lately.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be here.
H2BH, of course. Now, let's get into it because we've wasted enough time. We did a big collaboration recently. I think you and I think it's fair to say we're both sort of powered by crime. You yourself, you're infamous for having never, I don't think you've ever paid a tax in your life. Have you ever been?
They're going to get me someday.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. Now, luckily, nobody has yet figured out that you are, in fact, Anthony Fantano under that mask. But hopefully,
guilty as charged.
Hopefully, nobody's been sharing that. Or can we just talk about Izzy actually on this show?
Izzy and Griffin?
Yeah.
My friend, a friend of my show.
Yeah.
Well, first, before we get into all of that, I just want to let everyone know that one of the major secret ingredients of crime is not letting people know your next move. And that's what the whole design behind the last hour and 45 minutes has been about.
Right.
Not letting people know your next move.
Yeah. For those of you watching after the fact, we've gone live about 1,500 times now because of, again, Indian issues, we'll call them. So some coding. We did some Indian style coding for the show. And unfortunately, I don't know how to explain this because, of course, you know, here at the moon, we just don't have enough good, smart workers. There's too many white people on the moon. And so we brought in skilled labor on H-1B to the moon, and somehow everything has just gone wrong ever since. I can't explain it. But anyway, I actually disagree with that. I think the move is you do tell people your next move. In fact, you monologue about it. You monologue, you tell them everything, and then you never actually do it. It's just about the monologue, and you really just want the love and attention for saying you were going to do a thing without ever following through whatsoever. But that's my way of doing things. But that's the fun of this, is we'll learn from each other on this one. Have you ever been investigated by any of the agencies or anything?
I had the FBI calling my followers trying to get in contact with me a few years ago, which was weird because it had to do with the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. And people like to do the whole make a fake account, say Faceless inspired me to do it whenever a name drops of a person who committed a heinous act.
Yeah.
And, you know, my followers like to get in on it. They like to make up lore about me. They like to say that at the time I went to high school with him. He used to torture little animals back in the day. And, you know, and then the FBI's got to get involved. And they started calling my followers. And I go, you guys know who was involved in this was the day of, by the way, the day that they started. You know, I go, you guys were behind the whole thing. Why are you trying to get hold of me?
What was that guy's name again?
I don't even know.
Yeah, he used to be in my Discord. He was a big fan, but yeah, he loved PODAWFUL. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name. His pizza fund finally ran out. So
yeah, he liked Demolition Ranch too. He was wearing the shirt of that YouTube the day of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had the FBI try to get a hold of me. That's pretty much it.
I was investigated by the Secret Service for a similar presidential related matter. Although now that you bring it up, I just remembered that they reported that I was the shooter as well on several major websites. They said that I was the Donald Trump shooter. In fact, if you Google my power word to this day, those are some of the first results, is that I shot at Donald Trump and then blew my own head off. So that's fun. Had nothing to do with it. I didn't tell anyone that. It wasn't like a joke. I honestly don't know how it happened. I think somebody was just joshing around and told some stupid reporter trying to be the first to break the story and he just went with it. And then he never issued a retraction. He removed my name from the article, but it's still in the URL. So whatever, doesn't matter. You know, I'm not going to sue because I think it's funny and cool. So that's the nice part about it. I had
Muckraker.com do a whole article write up on me. Oh, he sells a shirt that says vote by mail and it has a pipe bomb on it. And this whole thing, like, it's like just this, you know, and I even messaged them back and forth and told them that it's all just a fun little game to mess with reporters who don't do their due diligence.
Right.
And it's just a fun thing. It's a community building thing, really. And, they never took it down. They never issued retractions, nothing like that. They just let that ride for me too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, whatever. Oh, well, that's the nice thing about when they fuck up so bad like that, but they do it to guys like us is that, you know, you can't really, it's not like you or I could make the argument that, yeah, our lives were turned upside down. It was so horrible for us. If anything, it was probably better as a result.
Play into it. I think it's fun. Like I was in an international, I think I've told you about this before. I was in an international murder investigation of some girls who got killed by a guy named Christopher Koberger. They said I was, you know, part of that whole thing.
Yeah. But he he ripped apart 4 girls at a college dorm or something like that.
Well, and you know, what's funny is there was this whole big thing. Someone made a fake Instagram about it, tagged me in a video, 500,000 views overnight. It was this whole thing. And a couple months ago, do you know what I saw? The judge called him a faceless maniac in court, and it made them all go crazy again. They were like, he's a faceless maniac.
It's the clues, 889 angles. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's crazy that he must have been in on the lore. He must have known.
That's it. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like, he's not faceless. He's standing there in court, presumably. The guy, he could be seen. People know what he looks like. I know what he looks like, and I've never even followed along with that story. So, what an odd thing to call the guy. Well,
a faceless coward is what he called him. He called him a faceless coward.
A faceless coward. Well, that makes zero. Literally, the only way it makes sense. Oh yeah.
How does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, that only makes sense if he's referring to you in some way.
He must have been. He must have dropped that lore a little bit, you know, just for the fans in the audience.
Wait, what's the happy face killer? I see that on screen too. What the fuck is? Okay, anyway. Well, I was also one time, I don't know if you even know about this. I was one time arrested because of YouTube. YouTube had me sent to jail. They called the police on me, which I didn't even know was an option. I don't know how they knew where I was. But yeah, they called the cops and said I was doing terrorisms and that I was involved with, I don't know if you've ever heard of this lady, a little lady by the name of, we call her name's Nassim, but we call her the Queen, Agdam, Tiny Nassim. She did a little pew pew sort of deal at some HQ of the YT, so to speak. And, you know, it kind of a silly incident. We're sort of making fun of it to a degree because she missed every shot. Only a female shooter could miss every single shot except the one to herself. And really just blew a great opportunity. But anyway, because I said something about that on the show, they sent me to jail over that. And turns out it's not a crime. So I went to jail for no reason. Never went to court. That kind of sucked. But that was like, you know, the investigation by the Secret Service, that moment, you know, these were sort of my first brush-ups with crime. And I realized that crime is, number one, very easy to do. And number two, fun. Kind of fun, kind of funny, kind of a funny thing to do.
It's like a little prank.
It is. There is something sort of prank
whimsical,
and cute. Right? Yeah, whimsical, sort of twee and nice about it. I mean, it wasn't fun, you know, sleeping on a cheese sandwich and listening to a black guy scream all night inside a jail cell.
Character development.
It did add something. It certainly and it adds to the lore. And that's, of course, what it's all about, is adding to the lore. So that was kind of nice. Have you been to jail? You got arrested?
I've been lucky every time.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
I've been arrested, but I haven't been to jail.
Okay. So I've been arrested. I didn't actually, I was held in a jail cell, but they just let me go after a day or whatever. Twice. Anyway, so I thought, well, man, crime is so easy and it's so funny. In fact, it's so easy it can happen accidentally. You don't even commit a crime, and now you're a criminal man, and you go to jail, and you get to experience all these things. And also, for some reason, every single time you put out a new episode of your podcast, it gets downloaded 666 times exactly by all in the town just outside of Washington, D.C., where the Secret Service is. Hager, I think it's called Hagerstown. Yeah, that was an interesting metric I kept getting for years after
when
that.
I used to, in my other career, when I used to sell firearms accessories, we would get DDoS attacked every time we would do a drop on the website. Yeah, DDoS. Every time we did a drop on the website, we would get DDoS attacked, and I had to hire, funny enough, the guy that did internet security for the Olympics. But he same thing. He had an IP ban every DDoS, and he traced it to probably the exact same town that you're talking about. And he started tweaking out. He was like, "Hey, this is I don't know if I want to have any part of this."
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I actually noted before I was investigated, before I knew I was investigated, before I was arrested, I'd actually noticed that metric. It was really odd. Like this very specific town, this very specific large number of downloads, all from it. You know, you see a huge number in New York or LA or something like that. That totally makes sense. But this was very strange, and I knew that it was Spook City is where it was coming out of. But I was like, what could I possibly? There's no way. That doesn't make any sense. There's no way they're listening to a podcast. That would be crazy. Turns out they were listening. So they came to my house and they made me write a letter of apology to the President and First Lady of the United States. And then they made me sign a document saying that they didn't make me do that. So, I thought maybe the best course of action in that scenario was to do it. I just did it. I listened and did what they were talking about. Crime is so
Rusty Shackelford, though.
Well, I did the little symbol for I'm signing under duress, which is like a little dot and a line kind of thing.
Yeah,
I did that, and I could tell the guy when I handed it back to the guy, he knew that's what it was, and he was pissed about it. But they didn't have like a second sheet for me, so they were stuck with that one. Yeah. So I've my brush ups with crime and crime adjacent things. By the way, apparently I'm involved in a couple of big crimes here. It turns out with Mersh and with Comedy Shaman. And I had no idea. I'm just now finding this out, by the way, that I've apparently committed even more crimes. All of this is to say, I'm very inspired by crime and by evil genius. And you brought back to my attention a thing that I had seen many, many years ago. It always stuck with me of like how absolutely botched, insane, hilarious, tragic, and horrifying this story was. The story of Brian Wells, the pizza bomber, which is like people do call it that, even though that name makes no fucking sense.
It's epic.
It's a good name, and it sounds perfect for PODAWFUL. Tell me how we got into all of this again, because I don't even remember.
I saw some YouTube video about it, and I was like, why aren't people talking about this? This is awesome. This is the coolest thing ever.
Well, they did make a documentary about it. It's called Evil Genius. They made a documentary about it. And there was the most fucked up and insane part of it is this is a real story. This is a real thing that really happened. A dude's head got blown off. And presumably he was a victim in this, which I know sounds crazy to say about a guy whose head exploded, but presumably he was in fact a victim. And then they made a comedy movie starring what was it?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh yeah, Jesse Eisenberg was in it. And it's where they like loosely based it on it. And I think even in the marketing materials for it, what was that movie called? 30 Minutes or Less or something like that?
They strapped a bomb to his chest.
Right. In the marketing materials for it, they even said this is like loosely based on a true story. And then, but the looseness of it is like not loose enough. Like there's no question what story this is based on. The second you see anything about it, if you know the Brian Wells story, you go, holy shit, that guy got his head fucking exploded. His family has probably seen the video of his head popping like a balloon thousands of times now. It replays forever in their head. And they're like,
I wish we could play it. It's crazy.
Well, we can. And let's do it. So here is, listen, it is all over YouTube. And so we're not, I want to be clear, I'm not making fun of this guy for dying, but this entire scenario, this story is so insane. Like, do you know the backstory on it and everything, right? Like the crazy setup for it?
Well, there's a few parts of it. So just to give everyone a breakdown of like whoever doesn't know happened is they kidnap a guy.
Right.
They have this insane contraption, which I would argue is a Looney Tunes style contraption.
Yeah.
It is, they Acme the guy.
It's
like,
Acme.
really did.
It's so, the only way it could get worse is if he was like dragging a grand piano behind him, or
they put a shirt over him to hide the bomb, which made it's up into his chin, and then they wrote guess on it like it's a guess t-shirt. That's gonna hide it, I guess. That's awesome. And then they're like, here's a scavenger hunt list, go rob a bank and get us. They wanted like hundreds of thousands of dollars. All he was able to procure was $8,000 while a bomb was strapped to his neck. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but the investigators later on determined that there was no possible way that he would have been able to finish that scavenger hunt in time.
No.
Even if he did everything perfectly.
No, and every little detail, if you've really never seen this, I'll play you. So I've got like a news report thing about it here. Every detail of it makes it more confusing than the last. And then again, they did a documentary about it called Evil Genius. There is no genius going on behind. It is one of the most methed out retard crimes ever.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it genius is that it's like epic. It rules. Like as horrifying as what happened is, as bad as, them making a Hollywood movie about it afterward is, it kind of is awesome. Like every single aspect of this, they made you'll see. They made a cane gun for him. He's got like a secret agent.
They gave him a cane gun. Yeah, that's true. And then he tried to struggle with them when they were putting the bomb around his neck.
Yeah. So
there was just all of it.
This is, it's truly unbelievable if you've never seen it. And it's something that has always stuck with me. I've always been kind of fascinated by this story.
I'm calling about that bank robbery at
August 28, 2003. A bizarre robbery is reported at the PNC Bank in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Just the picture. Just the fucking, fit check, by the way. Fit check. Just the picture alone is so strange. Because you see this and you go, oh, yeah, I've seen a retarded guy like that before. Yeah, I've seen a guy, parking up front, the top spot at the lot. Like that. You see the cane, you see the weird lump. You go, oh, okay, this is just your average Quasimodo type man.
This happened in 2025. Everyone in for Halloween would be dressed like that with a white shirt, neck, cane.
Oh yeah, and the funniest part is the guess t-shirt. Hopefully they'll show that a little bit better here.
Yeah, what happened? The guy just walked out with I don't know how much gas in his tank he has, or something wrapped around his neck.
Minutes later, the suspect is arrested and handcuffed.
So this is fascinating. They know before they arrive, the cops, that he's got a bomb around his neck. And they're like, first things first, we got to cuff this guy. This dude is so lucky. Like, cops are so fucking funny. They're basically Edward Scissorhands, but with guns, where every problem is solved with a bullet. This guy, as horrifying as what's about to happen to this guy is, he's so lucky it didn't happen instantly. That they didn't show up going, drop the bomb. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's not just strapped around his neck. They built an insane Looney Tunes bear trap. It's basically a giant handcuff around his neck that he cannot remove. And if anyone tries to, it sets off the bomb. It's going to blow it up. This is like a Speed or something. This is the thought process behind this makes no sense. Do you know anything about like the people that set him on this path?
By the way, they're saying that I'm my voice. Can you guys hear me? Am I doubled right now? Hello.
Oh, it might be. Hang on a second.
I should really take this opportunity to.
It should be fine now.
Scream into the microphone.
That's my bad, guys. Sorry about that. That's my bad. It should be okay now. Yeah, they're saying it's inspired by Saw. There's a yeah, it is Jigsaw.
Really?
Well, I don't think not for real, but it is. You know, if you found out Laura Loomer was behind this, you would go, god damn, another guy got Loomered. Oh well. Yeah, like it was a woman that did this to him, right? Wasn't it a lady? Faceless, can you hear me?
Yeah, they're saying that I'm doubled.
Yeah, I fixed it. That's not happening anymore. It's fixed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, it was
it's tripled now. They're saying it's tripled.
Oh, that's good. Well, hang on a second. Let me actually. This should be fine now, right? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a woman that did this to him, right? Like,
yeah, like an autistic woman, which makes it even funnier. It was like an autistic woman who, the reason she did that is because she knew she was going to get money from her dad's will. Her dad was rich, and she was mad that he was giving money away to people, and she was going to use this money from the bank robbery to, I think, sue him to get her will or get her inheritance early. And it turned out by the time this had all taken place, the rich dad had given all the money away anyways. He didn't want to leave her any money because she sucked.
Yeah. So the cops are trying to solve this problem the only way they know how, by cuffing him, making sure he can't go anywhere, and not attempting to disarm or defuse the bomb whatsoever. Instead what they do is they run away. They go, bomb! Now,
they go like this. They go like this, and they're going like this the whole time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They're making sure that in case anything bad happens, like, say, an explosion of the man's head, they can shoot the explosion at the drop of a hat, I was going to say, but you can't really wear a hat when you have no head.
Strangely,
the only way that they could have helped him was by any better than they already did was by throwing a grenade at him.
Yeah. The perfect crime, they say in the chat room. There's only one crime more perfect than this, and it's, of course, a child raping an adult. That's the perfect crime. Now, and by the way, again, I'm not condoning that. That's horrifying. That would be like the worst thing ever. But they would get away with it. Easy. Imagine imagine you're a 57-year-old man. You get raped by a 6-year-old boy. You can't tell anybody that. You're never, ever, there's no going to a counselor about it, getting therapy for it. You can't tell your priest, even the priest who probably raped the same 6-year-old boy would. That's
probably where you learned it from.
Yeah, I learned it from watching you, Father.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't tell anybody about that. And then imagine if he did. Imagine he goes to the cops about it. They start forming a perimeter around him, pointing their guns at him, backing up slowly, getting away from him as slowly as possible.
He's not hauled off to jail. Instead, what happens next leaves a police force and an entire town scratching their heads in utter...
Okay, don't say scratching your head. That's kind of... What, are you trying to make him jealous? Because he can't now?
disbelief.
Yeah, so he says, well, I don't have a lot of time. Yeah, that is kind of a big, important factor in all of this, is there is a countdown afoot. Maybe they would have moved, you know, as Looney Tunes as this was, maybe they would have moved a little bit faster if it was just one of those big black bombs where you can see the fuse going down. That might have been a tactical error on our autistic anti-hero's part. And this is an important thing too. Again, the lady who set all this up was an autistic lady. If you have kids, if you notice even a speck of autism inside them, a trace, just the tiniest little, if they start to show any interest in trains, give them as many train sets as possible. Make sure they never find out about bombs. Okay,
Yeah.
You need to focus. You would rather have Chris Chan than what could possibly come of their autistic obsession focusing in on the wrong thing. Don't let them near a knife for like 10 years. Okay, don't ever tell them, you know, the inner workings of any sort of harmful device. If they know the word tang, they're going to be flipping knives around. They're going to find out about a Bally song. It's going to be bad for you.
The bank robber is Brian Wells, a pizza delivery man. Strapped to his neck and shoulders is a bomb.
By the way, that mugshot. They picked up his head afterwards and then held that up and took that at the precinct. They're like, "Look, we did it! Good job, huh?" They high-fived each other. That must rule to be a cop and be like, another job well done. The guy's head is everywhere.
With a crude-looking metal collar that
they saw this. Here's the collar that they put around his neck. They saw this thing and they were like, "Yeah, I got the key for that."
locks. State police corner Wells barely 100 yards from the bank in the parking lot of an eyeglass center. As employee Dina McPhee watches.
They cuffed him, and then he must have said something about a bomb or said that he had something on him.
And again, my first clue would have been the giant mysterious lump under the fake t-shirt, which this might be the first case ever of fake t-shirt. I didn't think that was even a possible mode, an option for your apparel, but he did have on a fake t-shirt.
Well, here's his major flaw. The whole problem with it is that when he went into the bank, he was as cool as a cucumber. He grabs a lollipop and pops it in his mouth, and he's like, hands him the note. He's acting like he's in on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have the same resolve if I had a bomb strapped to my neck. I don't know if I could say the same.
Well, there is a lot of, chatter about was he in. A lot of people think he was in on it. And
because he knew them prior, supposedly.
He knew them again, and like you were saying, he literally in the picture has a sucker. He had the time for a sucker. In his mind, he's like, good to go. Yeah, I'll take a pina colada,
lollipop,
and he popped one of those in. Now, I got to be honest, from my and I do have a conspiracy about this, by the way, that I think we should go over. I've got sort of a schizo conspiracy surrounding this story of my own that I never see anybody addressing. Here's the thing, though. I have to go, despite all of my conspiracy leaning thoughts on this, I think he was not involved. I don't think he was in on what was going on. And my reasoning for that is because his head exploded. And I feel
that's a hard one.
Yeah, I feel like if he was in on it, it could just have been a fake bomb. But the part where his head became mist within an instant says to me that perhaps he was, at the very least, he didn't have all the details put out in front of him. Like when they had the chalkboard up and they were doing a diagram, the X's and the O's, which one's going where, he probably missed that day. The meeting or something.
They probably had two different group chats.
Maybe that was it. Something like that. Yeah, he was not in the right signal.
Because then he the police officers proceeded in running in different directions.
Imagine being one of the cops who was there. You see this fucking thing on the news. You're like, no. Actually, nah. We didn't. We were there the whole time. We were brave.
As the area is evacuated, cameraman Dan...
They're running. You see a cop running.
By the way, I saw that the bomb squad was like taking their time too because they didn't take it seriously.
Yeah. No, they didn't think it was real. For 100%, they didn't think it was a real bomb. And why would you? This looks like a Batman fucking plot.
I personally know a guy, by the way, this is going to be I'm going to drop a little bit of faceless lore. I personally know a guy who robbed 15 banks back in the 80s, and he said it was so easy. He already served time. He served like 20 years. He said it was stupid easy. You would just walk in, hand them a note, pop a lollipop in your mouth. They'd give you what they have, and then you'd walk away. He's told me all the stories of robbing banks back in the day, and I guess it was simple.
You got to imagine that before, security cameras were ubiquitous, there was like the trope on TV and in movies of, the guy he's got the pantyhose on his head. He shows up, he hands them the note. And at a certain point, they must have hit that apex, that sweet spot of pre-security camera, post everyone knows the drill, where they've seen it enough times. Like, okay, we've got the note. Here's the money. They already have the burlap bag with a big dollar sign written on it. Yeah, ready to go. They're like, here you go. They thank him for his transaction that day. He just waltzes out. I think
this guy that I know, he even did grocery stores. That was a big one too. He just would do grocery stores anywhere he went. And you know what got him caught was he brought a getaway driver on his last one, and the getaway driver fell asleep with the car running. And when he got back to the car was dead. So he just had to start taking off down alleyways.
I'm shocked anyone even went after him. I think like late 70s, early 80s. Crime was basically just legal. It was basically the purge. Like everyone was just kind of, okay, hopefully it doesn't happen to me. And if it does, well, maybe next time.
His position. He has his lens trained on the scene where Wells is trying to convince the police he was forced to rob the bank by someone else. The same person who put the bomb around his neck.
I'm not lying.
Okay, so he says, I'm not lying.
Can you call my boss?
Can you call the pizza shop boss? Is that who he means? Or the lady?
Yeah, he wants to tell them that he's going to be late coming back to work. That is so goy beamed. That is the craziest goy cattle shit ever. Please tell my boss that I'm not gonna make it back in today.
I mean, it is a 30 minutes or less scenario. It's very serious for these guys.
The man was
that pizza's gonna be fucking free if he doesn't get back there in time.
Strangely calm. He was just kind of sitting there.
It kind of seems like he didn't believe it either. Somebody in chat was like, as if quoting them doing the plans, like, okay, and this is the part where your head explodes, and he just goes, okay, yeah, sounds good.
If I would have had a bomb on my neck, I would have probably been in a panic mode.
What are you gonna do? Like, what do you get up and just start running around? That's just, the cops are going to run. You're literally running on camera right here. There he goes. He's just getting out of there. He's like, fuck this.
But to be honest, he's not really telling them the whole story. He's just like, my boss is going to be mad. Someone please. Like, I'd be like, hey, so I'm a pizza delivery guy, and they had me go to a water tower, and they put this bomb on me. He's not telling them anything. He's not explaining shit.
I'd skip the water tower part. I would just be like, I think the move, like, what is the move? How do you win? Let's say you're dummy with the bomb around your neck. Number one, how did they get the fucking get a gun cane away from him? What happened to that? How come he didn't shoot at some people,
It's true.
Nobody talks about the gun cane. Where did that go? What happened there? I think my winning move here, if I'm that guy, is to, he is handcuffed, but he's not shackled. Beyond that, get up and start running at the cops. Like, make it their problem. If I'm gonna go, you're coming with me. It's like lemmings or something. You just start popping them all.
Well, they're clearly scared of him. They're scared to get in within a perimeter of him. He should have just went to the next destination on the scavenger list.
True.
They're not. What are they going to do? They're just going to follow him, aiming at him. They're not going to
following from a scared distance. Yeah.
Wells talks out loud about the bomb to anyone who will listen.
He pulled a key out and started a timer. And by the way, you can see a pretty good shot of the fake guess shirt here, where they just wrote in marker on the shirt guess, which, okay, well, they're trying to make it look like a normal shirt, I guess, by covering it up. Here's my question. Did they choose guess because of like it's sort of irony laden, like guess what's under here? Are they pulling a joke by doing guess? Couldn't they have gone with something else, or was that completely unintentional?
I think they thought they were really smart. I think they thought this was a airtight plan and that there's no way that it was going to go wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Except, maybe a couple extra minutes. I would have, if I was on the other end of it, I was planning this, I'd give him maybe 3 or 4 extra minutes on that thing. That's just me.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
It's gonna go off. I don't think the lady's the only autistic one in this scenario.
For 20 tense minutes, police keep their distance, waiting for the bomb.
How does an entire adult daycare get their hands on the world's most elaborate neck bomb of all time? I don't know how this even happens.
Squad to arrive.
Who fabricated it? Where did they get these materials from?
Obvious distress, Wells pleads with police as the clock...
No. Not obvious distress, news lady. This is the least obvious distress of all time. Yes, he's verbally saying, I think my head's going to die, but he's not.
No, he's pretty chill.
Yeah, things seem kind of cool, honestly.
Think about the energy level you were at an hour ago when the stream wouldn't work, and think about where he's at now. He is chilling, dude.
Yeah.
And Brack says, man, this got memory hold out of existence. Yeah, because they don't want you to know that you could just do things.
Exactly.
You could just do cool stuff like this.
Exactly.
They want you to forget about it.
This is the point, guys. This is why we're bringing back Pizza Bomber. And by the way, tons of YouTubers have done. I was going through trying to find just a normal news report on this so that we could play. And I found about 150 autistic kids doing their own little YouTube essays on this. And I almost went with one of those, but I realized like those guys, it's not, I can't show you that because that's a guy, if you see an autistic kid covering this, he's taking notes. He's figuring out how he's going to do this. It's not good. They're planning something. They're getting up to something. Like somebody right now, again, the Game Awards is live right now. Some autistic kid sees this and he's planning to bum rush the stage until they announce Half-Life 3 or else. So there are a lot of people who have talked about this on YouTube. Our whole point with this, it's not, obviously this is a terrible thing. This was poorly planned. The point of this is you are allowed to experiment. You're allowed to try stuff. They can't stop you. Look at this. They're afraid to stop you.
That's the whole point of globalterror.net is that we just don't do cool shit like this anymore.
Right.
What was the last cool thing that happened?
Queen Nassim, and then that was it. And they memory hold that one too. You're allowed to just try stuff out, and nobody's got any idea what's going on. Here's an idea, okay? Now, I'm not saying rob a bank. I'm not saying build a bomb. What I'm saying is take a big white t-shirt, write guess on it, stuff the neck hole on it, have a big weird lump on you, and just walk around in some important places. Go into a government facility. Just take a t-shirt or something, make a big lump on your body, see what happens. That's not a crime, by the way. That we're not talking crime with that. That's an experiment. It's a social experiment. You know, the last guy who did a social experiment is a guy named Joey Salads. You don't ever hear about him anymore. That's another guy who got memory hold. They don't.
Who's that one Middle Eastern fuck?
Oh, are you talking about
Fuzi? Fuzi had a mental breakdown because he thought he was Drake.
He's the reason people say crash out now. He's the living embodiment of crash out. He
did have a legendary crash out.
He had like about 500 of them. I think the first time I saw the term crash out, he fucked a girl in an airport or something. And they were like, this is a crash out. And I go, this seems like he's having a good time. But that's the point. You can do that. You can just meet a girl.
This guy should be crashing out.
Yeah,
he's chilling.
That's the problem. Is I don't think maybe they sedated him or something. I don't know. And that's a thing you can do too. You can sedate a guy. These are all options. Yeah, why is nobody trying to get this off of me? That's a good question. This guy's doing better journalism than the fucking news reporters who were there. Look at this guy setting up his tripod to get a good shot of a man dying.
He seemed to be having a conversation with the police.
Yeah, he seemed to be.
Very eerie stuff.
It's hard to know for sure.
Media crews are warned to move back.
State police are urging us to move from our location because if this bomb goes off and there's shrapnel, we could get hit. But I think we're safe.
A few
Famous last words, much. This is. Listen, nobody.
How awesome were we in 2003? We were really cool.
Things were pretty rocking. I mean, considering post 9/11, Patriot Act, a lot of really gnarly shit was going on. It was a better time. It was a good time. They're gonna be. We're bringing back blingy. We're bringing back Metro design.
Yeah.
We're bringing back T-Pain.
Seconds later, time runs out.
Oh man. Booyah!
The bomb explodes. The footage, too gruesome to show.
Honestly, the footage is not too gruesome to show.
I'm pretty sure they put him in handcuffs, by the way, after this.
Here's the footage. It's now you see him, now you don't. There's just a poof and his head is gone. You don't really, there's no gore at all. But here comes the police. So his head just exploded and now a cop is coming to shoot him. He's running at a gun. He's reaching.
Explodes. The footage, too gruesome to show.
Yeah, this will fucking. There goes my hero.
React instinctively, running
instinctively,
yeah.
He's just, oh man, he's on pure adrenaline right now. He's pumping on all cylinders.
He just pulls out his baton, starts whacking him.
Yeah.
Arrest him.
But Brian Wells is dead.
It was pretty much.
Again, it's not like the real deal is not that gruesome. It's just a poof of smoke.
A shock. I remember standing there for a few seconds in disbelief, not thinking anything like this could have ever happened.
ICU 12 interrupts this program.
What do you think a bomb does? I mean, look, I fully understand that you might not believe it's real. You're questioning whether or not this is actually going to happen. It's such a, this is a very out of the ordinary sort of thing for an American to have to experience. Meanwhile, there's countries where they're just experiencing this like every fucking day. It's weird when you go down the street and a guy's head doesn't pop out of nowhere. But let's say, think for a second. Well, what if this bomb is real? What do you think is the next step after that?
Local
I wonder, are they waiting to hear the
news stations go live?
We want to interrupt regular programming to bring you the latest on a breaking story.
Wells' death leaves more questions than answers. The 46-year-old delivery man, a longtime employee of Mamma Mia's Pizzeria, lived in this modest...
Which, by the way, is what all those cops were saying once his head exploded.
...home with his cat.
Not the pizzeria part, just the Mamma Mia.
His friends and co-workers are stunned.
How did this happen?
Okay, this guy's guilty. Look,
and by the way, during this, this isn't really publicized as much, but during this time, while this was happening, the guy who built the bomb had a dead body in his freezer.
oh yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I forgot.
And so he went to the cops afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know, I got a dead body in my freezer. It ain't got nothing to do with that whole bomb situation. It ain't got nothing to do with that." And they were like, "Okay."
And so they secured a 30-foot perimeter and pointed their guns at the freezer, and everybody was safe after that. Yeah, that is so, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's meth, right? The answer is meth. All of your questions, they say, wow, there's a lot more mysteries now that he's dead. There's more, we're not getting all the answers. It's meth.
I don't want to ruin your, I'm not going to, I don't want to ruin your segue, but we have a list of crimes that I think that we agree are really, really cool. I mean, some of them I haven't really even told you yet, but one of them is meth. I think meth, like, I'm straight edge. I don't drink. I don't do anything, but what comes out of meth usage is really cool. It's really awesome.
Now I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Now again, I also don't do drugs and find them to be annoying, I guess is probably actually the best term.
I would agree.
And for me, just me personally, in my own personal life,
here we go.
I see what you're saying. Totally. You see a methed out, like, crackhead lady. She looks like some sort of sewer goblin crawling out of a manhole.
Having a good time.
She's having a blast for sure. She's fingering herself in the middle of the street or something. I get it. But I also, I have my own personal meth head I have to deal with. It is actually, again, trying to get me in trouble for crimes I didn't commit. So for me, listen, I'm not telling anybody out there to not do meth. You want to do meth, drink responsibly.
I would never.
I think maybe you probably should. Again, try it. I've never even tried it. So how do I know? It's like not eating a vegetable and saying you don't like it. I feel like you can't really knock it, but just my own personal, my lived experience. I don't ever want to get a message from a meth head again. And so for me, lame crime, actually. Honestly, most of the, it's not like the movies. Most of the no good nicks who get into these, japes and, little Scooby-Doo scrapes when it comes to their methodologies, it's mostly a lot of just jabbering alone to themselves. There's not a lot of cool stuff really happening with the meth heads. They're not.
So it's got to be autism and meth. It's got to be both, is what you're saying.
Well, no, because I can tell you exactly what happens with autism and meth. You just listen to Opie and Anthony and think you figured out unlock the secrets of the universe as a result of that. You know exactly the strings that are controlling the system, and you're riding your bike with no handlebars after something. Or
you get esoteric conspiracy theories. You get goat breaking down different pop stars, goat video. There's a goat head in the video or something, and that's talk about that for 10 hours.
Something. Although actually a lot of that stuff is cool and real. So maybe I'm back on your side on this one. Like you're familiar with predictive programming, right?
Of course. I do it all the time.
Of course. So for those who don't know, there's this theory that like movies and TV shows and stuff, they they predict things that are going to happen because they're making them happen. They know they're going to happen, and they tell you and they want to prepare you for it happening mentally, so that actually further breaks you down because it's already been in the back of your mind the whole time. They did this with 9/11 and Back to the Future, and that's been proven by several high budget documentaries posted to YouTube channels that are now forgotten. But I have a few of my own when it comes to those. And I now fully believe that they do this. I've actually previously discussed on the show that the movie Donnie Darko predicted Donald Trump. They also say Back to the Future predicted a bunch of things. 9/11 and Donald Trump and all this stuff, but I also think Donnie Darko did. I went through a whole thing, but I have a newer one I haven't really discussed on the show yet. And I got to be careful about how I say this. Have you ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Of course.
Okay. Now I love that movie. Now, if there was another
Wild
certain
Stallions.
The Wild Stallions. Now, a certain pair of, troublesome teenage high schoolers got into their own excellent adventure a few years later in 1999 at a little high school called Columbine. And I believe that the rootin' tootin' word, you can't say these things on YouTube, but I believe that Bill and Ted actually fully predicted and pre-programmed the Colorado Rootin' Tootin' event. You got high schoolers, obviously, to outcast high schoolers.
The Grim Reaper.
You got that's in the sequel. I do believe the sequel is also involved, but you've got Billy the Kid who's got guns. He's the kid and he's got guns. They bring him back to their high school. The finale takes place in the big auditorium where there's a big spectacle of something happening. There's a lot of stuff. Look, there's a lot of clues. We can get a lot deeper into this one day, but suffice to say, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure did predict Seabine, and maybe more importantly, Mouse Hunt predicted Epstein Island. I can't even get into
If we
that
were
one.
on meth, we would do a 10-hour deep dive right now and find every little clue.
I could do it right now without it, but it would help. It would help. You're right.
Which makes it cool.
Yeah, and then we might, who knows, strap bombs to our neck, see where it goes.
This is so far out of character. This is against everything that he believed in.
The bizarre case baffles law enforcement. Did he act alone?
Joan of Arc was in it. She was a child, basically, who died.
Was he part of a conspiracy, or was he telling the truth?
She died because of her faith in God. They killed her. And then there was that girl. There was that girl where they were like, "Do you believe in God?" And she was like, "Yes." And they shot her. So it's a Joan of Arc thing.
Truth.
If he was doing this just on his own, why did he use a live bomb?
The FBI launches an investigation. They retrace Wells' steps. He left
wait a minute. This is starting to not make sense here.
Mamma mia.
Delivered 2 pizzas to an address that only adds to the mystery.
We visited the site that evening to where he made the delivery, and that delivery was down a dirt road, and at the end of the dirt road was a radio tower, and that's all that was there.
The next time he's seen is in the bank, demanding $250,000 with a bomb strapped to his neck.
This is the first time.
Okay. All right. Now you've gotten a good look at his bomb collar, his shirt, all that kind of stuff. Now here's where things get a little bit confusing for me. Let me show you something. Okay. This is one of my little pet, now maybe not theories, but I just am wondering what the fuck's going on in this. Let's take a look at this image right here. Now, this image, I don't even know where this image came from. That's part of what makes it so confusing. Okay. Here's why the fuck is it so gigantic? This image you can't find anywhere. All right. You'll never find this image. I had to pull it out of a PDF. Where the fuck did a full color photo of him inside the bank come from? Have you ever seen this before?
No.
Why does the guess on his shirt look like it's not handwritten? It's completely different than what you see in all of the other footage of him. It's totally different.
Just a reenactment or something?
No, this is the real thing, apparently. Supposedly. Supposedly, this is really him. I mean, there he is. He's got the fucking sucker in his mouth, too. The whole 9 yards. It's all happening right here. So, what the fuck? What's going on with the shirt? Where did this picture come from? Was this happening before? Who took this? Did he pause for a minute? Did somebody go like, hey, you mind if we get a picture with you real quick? We heard you're going to die. What is this? What is going on?
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know how to explain it.
Maybe we're going to go through and find a movie that actually foreshadowed this.
Yeah. Well, I think they actually made the movie after on this one. It's a very rare.
They screwed up on it. They did it too late.
Fucked that one up real bad. See, look at the shirt there. That is a totally different look to the lettering on the shirt.
We've ever seen anything like this where somebody has actually put a live bomb around them and alleged that other people have told them to do this. And
they don't believe him. His fucking head is in orbit right now. And this guy's still like, yeah, right. Like there's other people involved. Okay. Speaking of what guys have on their shirts, I think we should discuss what's really important here when it comes to the pizza bomber, which is you designed a shirt. So for whatever reason, the pizza bomber popped back up in your head and you got to work on a shirt design about the pizza bomber. You want to tell people about it?
Yeah, I saw are you able to pull it up? I'm not able to pull it up. Like, are you able to show people what it looks like?
I'm wearing it. Number one, I'm wearing it right now. That was smart.
I just saw that and I thought that was the coldest fit that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The knockoff Guess t-shirt, the lollipop, the cane disguised as, or the gun disguised as a cane, the New Balance sneakers, the blue jeans, it just all fit together so well that I designed the Pizza Bomber fit check design, and I took a step back and I looked at it and I went, this looks exactly like PODAWFUL. This doesn't look like anything that I would release at all, actually.
Yeah. You accidentally designed a PODAWFUL design. And you were showing it to me, and in my head, I didn't think like, oh man, I'm getting ripped off here. I just went, I love this. Why is this perfect for me? And I went, okay, pizza, sure, fine. Bombs, silly goofs of blowing up a guy's head. All of this.
It's like a silly prank, like a little whimsical prank, like a Looney Tune ass prank.
Yeah.
It fits so well.
Yeah. I'll show people on both of our sites because we are now both selling this shirt. I'm selling the red mode version. Faceless is selling the black version, but here's the basic overall design here. Pizza Bomber, cooperate quickly and you will survive.
Which was written on the note.
Right.
That was written on the note. I've really been getting into design that just looks ridiculous. Like I tried my best to just make this look as insane as the notes that they wrote to him.
Yeah.
And had him the scavenger hunt notes.
Here it is over at GLOBALTERROR.net. Check this out. There's the black version if you want it from Faceless's site there. And as you can see, we've got the collab print in there with Clickhead wearing a ski mask on there. But yeah, you showed me this image. I'm like, yeah, this rocks. This rules. And then, yeah, a week later, Faceless was like,
oh, really? You were like, man, that's really cool. I wish I had a design like this.
Well, I did. I was jealous. I was 100% jealous of this. And then Faceless came to me and was like, I feel bad for trying to sell this shirt. I'm ripping you off. I'll let you collab with me if you don't mind that I'll
allow it.
If you want, so I can sell this without guilt. And I said, what the fuck's a collab with a shirt? And then
that's exactly what happened.
And then 4 months went by where we didn't know how any of that worked or what any of it meant or how to do anything. And we came up with this, the most retarded idea ever, where at global-terror.net, you can buy the black version. At awful.tech, you can buy the red version. Here's my site, by the way, awful.tech. And
you were supposed to be able to buy the white version as well.
Yeah. Nobody buys white shirt. I looked at the numbers for the white shirts I've sold, and it's like 1. Everybody's fat. Nobody buys them. It is a complete waste of time to try to sell a white t-shirt. It just does not happen. Maybe for you, I don't know. But anyway, I released the crime capsule. 3 new t-shirts at awful.tech. You can get the Lone Wolf Gang Stalker shirt, the Hang In There, an updated Jeffrey Epstein t-shirt. We had the old one where he was just getting killed by Hillary. Now Donald Trump's in on the action too. Now that we know the truth, and you can call any of these phone numbers. Again, you're allowed to just do anything you want. And all of these phone numbers on the shirt work. So you want to call some famous people, buy that shirt. And then, of course, the Pizza Bomber fit check.
Day before the drop, you said, you know what? I think I'm going to throw something together. You know, just a quick little thing.
Oh,
and
yeah. And then I produced
made a shirt that was better than each of them.
Yeah, and in 30 minutes, I accidentally produced a way cooler fucking shirt than all of this, which is the Lone Wolf Gang Stalker shirt. But
really, you should have given me the rights to the white version to that one. That's what you should have done.
Not really, because that's not. This is more of a PODAWFUL type design than really a facelessy type design here. So I'm not really sure that would even fit your aesthetic. But anyway, so
this will make it confusing.
I originally was considering, because when we were trying to figure out, well, how do we collab on this? I thought, well, it'd be funny if I just sold a shirt that looked like the handwritten guess t-shirt. It was just like a sort of a companion piece, I guess, to the fit check shirt. But anyway, this design's awesome. Pizza Bomber fit check. And again, awful.tech or global-terror.net. And we hid on both sites, we hid promo codes for each other's websites. Everybody's confused by this. We did this the dumbest way possible. But if you get the promo code from my site, it works on Faceless's. And if you get the one from his, it works on mine. And then also the crime capsule. If you buy any 2 of these, you get $10 off. And I believe both of those discounts work together on my site. So you can get these pretty cheap.
50% off.
Yeah, not quite that much, but hopefully I didn't fuck that up real bad.
It's 50% off. If you go right now, that's a guarantee.
Yeah, okay, well,
that's 100% guarantee.
All right, well, let me just tell you what the Faceless promo code is, and you can just go get his instead. Anyway, yeah, go check those out. And I put out, of course, you've probably seen it by now, but I did put out a commercial for AWFULTECH, and it goes a little something like this.
Thanks to AWFULTECH, I've got more time to spend with my family.
Thanks to AWFULTECH, I can breathe again.
Thanks to AWFULTECH, I can hang with my friends, feel young again, and live my best life.
Talk to your doctor today to see if AWFULTECH Capsule Concepts is right for you. Visit awful.tech to see more.
Now, I'm being told in the chat that the discounts don't stack, unfortunately. That's odd, because a lot of them do. We have a lot of discounts on the site, and so that wasn't by design. I don't really know why that's happening, but apparently they don't. Imagine not having a Chris Chan color-coded shirt. Okay, well, I can't imagine that because I do own one, but if you're saying I should be selling one, you're right. Fuck, you're right. You're absolutely right. I should be. No, I don't think I can, I don't think one of the options I have is a collared long sleeve like that. That would be kind of silly, but
by the way, Glebe is one of my top ideas guys.
Oh, really?
Okay? Yeah, he's one of my top ideas guys.
Okay, well, then I should probably ban him.
He's going to be churning those out.
Might be banning him from the chat then, actually. Someone else says, wait, am I supposed to know this guy? No, he's wearing a fucking mask. What are you, retarded? How would you know a guy wearing a goddamn mask? What an idiot. Well, anyway, so a lot of crime is being committed. Crimes are afoot, and they are getting more. If you think a guy's head blowing up is schizo, wait until you hear this next one. Apparently, and again, I had no idea about this, but according to my sources, and I found this out about a week and a half after the fact, apparently Mersh is once again tinking about me to the police. Tink. Now, I couldn't believe this. I had no clue why or what he thought I did or what was going on. I figured, oh God, I must have been involved in another shooting again or something, like he reported me for the last time. Turns out, a guy named Chad streamed nearby his house, and Mersh and his delicate sensibilities got so upset by this that after spending a week and a half telling everyone he didn't call the cops on the guy, he went in person to tell the cops on the guy. And that was good when he did that. Now, he was saying for a week and a half, Faceless, he was asleep when the guy showed up. He never would have called the cops. That would be gay. And then he went to the cops directly and told them that not only this guy tried to, I guess, rape him or something. I don't know what crime he was reporting, but that I was involved and a third party was involved. And I don't know if you heard this or not, Faisal. You watch the show sometimes. Did you hear that I sort of announced that I'm done doing Mersh content?
You've told me that you're kind of signing off on the end of the Mersh era.
Yeah.
You've expressed that to me before.
Well, a month ago I announced this, and now I'm between a rock and a hard place. I said I've got 2 more episodes. Okay, one of them was going over his terrible CD. We did that. It was a rousing success. Not the CD, the episode. And I think making fun of him for that CD and how bad he is at comedy, and then also making an episode about how he's a cuck, has gone to his brain in such a way, like he's so mentally devastated because, I don't know if you know this, he is now dating a girl who ate out Ethan Ralph's asshole.
I saw something. I thought Frank Hassel mentioned that on Twitter or something like that. He retweeted it.
Yeah. And now, no offense at all to Ethan Ralph, but the absolute most vile, disgusting thing you could do on earth is go anywhere near his hole, or any part of his body. It's basically a sewer. You're galloping around inside of a mutant sludge at that point. Forget poop. He could have the cleanest hole of all time. It's not about that. It's about the surrounds, the environment, the vistas. And so his girlfriend intimately knows what it's like to be nose first inside this man's bouquet.
And transversely makes him an Ethan, like, correct me if I'm wrong, transversely makes him an Ethan Ralph ass eater by proxy, right? Is that how the science
not
works?
even by proxy. The time frame between her yummying down on Ethan's hog trough and him kissing her directly on the mouth is so minuscule that many scientists would say the likelihood of particulate making its way from one place to another is an almost 100% certainty.
Because it takes time for the germs to die, oxygenate, air to hit it, heat, all that stuff.
Science.
So it must have been a real short amount of time.
Yeah. In fact, he had no interest in this girl until her lips were covered in the man's slime. So, and furthermore than that, and we make a big deal about her eating the butt of a man, but even beyond that, if we were just to go pure facts, this is absolutely undisputed knowledge. Ethan Ralph nutted raw in Mersh's girlfriend's pussy. And
Cool. Very cool.
You can say that all day long. That's just 100% absolutely true. Now, I did an episode about this. It got 10,000 views or something. Mersh tried to defend this over the course of weeks. Every day on multiple episodes, they got, 2,000 views or something like that. So I think this has started to give Mersh a complex because every time he goes to kiss his girlfriend, sure, he gets to savor the flavor. Apparently, one of his favorite flavors is, again, the anal lips of Ethan Ralph. But there is a certain shame directly associated with it that I think is affecting him. And if you don't know this, Mersh hasn't had a girlfriend in over a decade. So he's doing the thing, the thing where a guy gets a girlfriend for the first time and it's every sentence is my girlfriend. He's doing a lot of my girlfriend. She's instant.
He hasn't tried out my girl yet. Has he tried that out?
No.
Okay.
When he catches himself saying my girlfriend, he changes it to my girl. There's one instance where he accidentally said he loves her and then walked it back live on stream, walked that back to like. He had been with her for days at that point.
He soft launched it.
It was just saying the quiet part out loud. He's ready. Like he's 43. He's desperate for anything. Again, he's taking another man's hog scraps. So but again, he wasn't interested in her at all until she had been fully raw nutted in by Ethan Ralph. It seems to be that Mersh was directly attracted to the truffle-like aroma that Ethan left behind inside her danger pussy. So all of that is to say, I think Mersh has unfortunately developed a terrible complex about this. Now, here's where it gets tough for me. I fully said we're going to do this episode about his comedy album. Then I'm going to do an episode. I have found access to his live journal from 2003. I have every post. It's the most embarrassing shit I've ever read. It's so bad that when I read it, I said, okay, that's it. Like, once I read this, that's it. You can't keep making fun of a man after that. It's too cruel. Now, I've already broken my promise here, Faceless. Unfortunately, I already talked about Mersh on an extra stream the last time I went live. Now we're talking about him again here. But I keep having people ask me to address this situation when it comes to him going to the cops and with me. And now I'm realizing, and tell me what you feel about this. Do you think this is the right way to go about it or not? I now, even though I announced this over a month ago, way before this whole police incident thing happened, I now feel like the dummies who follow Mersh are going to interpret this as I'm scared of Mersh, or I'm scared of the cops, or the cops told me I can't do anything anymore. And so now I feel
what an idiot. How stupid would that be if you were afraid of the police?
Well, okay. So first of all, let's just be clear about this. I don't think anything's going to happen. Clip it. Here you go. You ready? You ready for a good one here? Here's some predictive programming for you. Get this one prepped for when something bad does happen, okay? I don't think anything is going to happen from Mersh going to the cops. I don't think I'm ever going to hear about it again, just to be fully clear. But the irony here is Mersh obviously is trying to enact some sort of lawfare against me so that I'll stop saying his girlfriend is a toilet mouth. That's what's really happening here. I think
the only way to stop that is if he kills you. He's going to have to kill you.
I think he thought that the police effort, and again, he's tried this on me before. He has threatened it before and not necessarily done it. He's threatened to sue my dad for my dad's money, my nuclear physicist dad, for his money. He's done all these things, and I think he really thought that this would get me off his back. And the irony is I was already trying to get off his back. I wanted
back down now. You can't back down.
Now he's accidentally reeling me in, and I'm kind of going like, I think I have to I think it's Mersh week forever. Now, is that the wrong move? Am I crazy to do that? Not legally.
No, you have to. I'm an optics guy.
Right.
You know, and everything's pointing towards he's going to, you know, and I don't even know Mersh, right? I don't even know. I have nothing to do with this, but you know, it sounds like he's gonna push this into a soft victory and start, you know, oh, he's scared. That's right. I called my dad on you.
Right.
I called my dad on you and you're going to stop now. So yeah, if it was me, I would just, you have to double down. You have to, just being smart about it.
Either way, I was still going to do this live journal episode. Again, the most embarrassing stuff I've ever read. This is a guy who we found out this year has a CP Tumblr. This live journal thing is worse. And I believe that maybe the third option here is that's what Mersh is actually trying to prevent here. I think he knows that this live journal thing is going to be a big spectacle. I've already billed it as the final Mersh episode. People are going to tune in for this. And he knows it's so embarrassing that you can never, ever, ever, ever come back from it. He says things in this that are, well, let's just say some of the things he says in it prove the Tumblr thing to be true. We'll just put it that way. There's no, you can't walk it back now. It's too late. And I think he doesn't want me to read this live journal thing. Now, I'm doing that one way or the other. Just to be clear, that's happening. And in fact, it's probably going to be a multi-episode event. This is years and years worth of posts on this thing, and I plan to read every single one of them. But now I feel like I'm kind of torn on this. I want to be done with Mersh. And the reason I want to be done with Mersh is we've accomplished our goals, and of course it has it's come back to bite me a little bit, but I knew this would be the case. My plan was to turn Mersh. My plan wasn't to turn Mersh into the darling of the Dabbleverse, but it was to basically turn him into the form of its destructor. And that's happening. We're there. The Dabbleverse now loves Mersh. Now that was unseen. But of course, that is the best way to go about this, because the Dabbleverse now has to say a cuck is their best guy. The Dabbleverse has to say that a failed comedian is their funniest guy. They have to say that a guy who is getting Ethan Ralph's pussy crumbs is their most sex-having guy now. He's the top of what they've got. I hate the Dabbleverse. And the whole reason I haven't brought up this Mersh police incident thing is because it's Dabbleverse content. These guys are all talking about it for 2 weeks, and I want nothing to do with these freaks. Now, I'm going to be clear right now. Yeah, Mersh fatigue, they say in the chat room. I have Mersh fatigue. I want to be clear about this. The Dabbleverse is now the Mersh effect. Every single one of them, everybody that's involved in that, every last one of them is now the exact same thing. We've been covering this thing called the Mersh effect for years. They're all sweeping it up for Mersh. They're all his guys. They're all his butt huffers. They're all guys that he's telling them, hey, you know, if you protect me, I could help you out. You could go places as long as you bow down to the king. He's calling himself the king. So now these guys aren't the Dabbleverse anymore. They're the Mersh effect. The Dabbleverse is effectively destroyed. But it's so radioactive. It's so boring. It's so gay. The little bit you've seen of it, Faceless. I mean,
it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Sounds actually really cool.
Do you want to go hang out in a nursing home?
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you have the ability to. Now, if you have a StreamYard account, you too can go babysit grandpa at the Shock Jock nursing home. It's so gay and sucks so hard, and I want nothing to do with it. In the new year, I don't want to be anywhere near any of these freaks. And that is why, and the only reason why, I was giving up the whole Mersh thing. So to just address the legal issue here, before we have our final Mersh episode, possibly our final Mersh episode, again, this Chad guy went to Mersh's house, never set foot on Mersh's property, never even crossed the street. He was on the opposite side of the street from Mersh's property. A third party named Quadfather called the cops on both Mersh and this Chad guy and lied to the cops and said that both of them were armed and threatening to kill each other. This was only found out because someone did what I said and got a FOIA request to find out. Now, I was saying on the last episode of the show, I think Mersh called the cops and we need to find out. Well, then someone found out. And perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps Mersh didn't do it. Now, that's not necessarily true. He might have still also called the cops. Why did the cops go to his door otherwise? Mersh is now going around straight up lying on other people's shows and saying that I gave this Quadfather guy Mersh's address and that I was working in cahoots with him to swat Mersh. So first of all, that's not helping. First of all, not yet. First of all, fuck Quadfather. I hate Quadfather. I hate the Dabbleverse. Of course I hate Quadfather. I have openly on Quadfather's own show made fun of him and told him he sucks and I hate him. I
don't even know who he is.
He's a man who lies about being a quadriplegic. He calls himself Quadfather, but he can move his fucking arms.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Not a cool crime.
Quadfather stinks. And Quadfather did one cool thing ever. He had Mersh on as a guest, and he let me sneak onto the show, and Mersh, of course, got scared and ran away. And even then, even though I was thankful for him letting me do that prank, I'm there on Quadfather's show, stuck there with him, realizing how gay and lame that is and how much I hate him and his show, that I then used that opportunity to shit on him on his own show, and then I left. I don't like Quadfather. Let me be clear. Quadfather swatted these guys. What he did was a crime, and he should go to jail for it. Okay? That's on record. Fuck Quadfather. I had nothing to do with him calling the cops. I would never be in cahoots with him on anything like that, or anyone else by that nature. And then, furthermore, Mersh, unless you've got some fucking proof, you better stop saying that I just did this. Now, the first time you tinked on me, and told cops that I was involved in something with Owen Benjamin, which I still don't even know what it was. He is now also going around to all these stupid Dabbleverse shows and saying he knows for a fact, I heard him say this, he knows for a fact that I did this thing he reported me for with Owen Benjamin years ago. Well, then why did you report those 4 other people and also every single person on Kiwi Farm? You also reported Porcelain. Did he also, were we all holding hands when we did it? How did it work? You reported 5 to 200 people all at the same time. So was it me? What happened? He's got no proof of any of this because it didn't happen because he fucking did it. The record will show that. One day, the record will show that. I would recommend, if you're trying to do some sort of legal action against me for the crime of nothing, I did nothing, I had nothing to do with anything that was a crime, you should probably at least have something to back this shit up. not just your feelings, not just the fact that I make fun of you. See, what's really happening here is Mersh can't take a joke. If people aren't kissing his curled up little sock feet, if people aren't telling him he's the king with his gay little Burger King crown gimmick that, again, he stole from Ethan Ralph, he stole the king thing from me. If they're not just telling him he's the best, he is completely unable to handle any jokes. Now, here's how I know what this is really about. This has nothing to do with the Chad guy. He doesn't care that Chad came to his house. He doesn't care that anyone came to his house. I went to his house earlier this year. Why didn't you call the cops then? It was me there physically. You saw me. I was 10 feet in front of you. We were both on the... I was on your side of the sidewalk. What happened then? Back then, he didn't have a girlfriend who's being made fun of, who he's now using as a troll shield. Back then, we didn't have the Live Journal. We didn't have the Tumblr. We didn't have the comedy album. This is what it's all about. This is the pathetic thing. It's just... He is trying to lock me up so that I can't say that he's cross-eyed. That's it. And until you're willing to admit that that's what's happening, I think I'm just going to have to keep going with this. I think it's just going to have to keep getting worse. It's almost unspeakable to me. And by the way, for all the people who think, oh, Jesse, but Chad did go then. There's all these people who want to make this Chad guy out to be the lunatic in this. I think what Chad did was funny and good. And I liked it. And cool. It was cool. You know why I know it was funny and good and cool? Because I did it earlier this year. I did the same thing. The exact same thing. He's just doing my bit. But here's the important thing, is I also know it's not illegal. Why? This is the part that nobody's talking about. The cops showed up while Chad was there. They didn't even make him give them his ID. They let him go. That just straight up doesn't even happen. Do you understand that? The cops came to your door and you didn't answer and they went, well. They went up to Chad and they were like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm just seeing if this guy's home. And they were like, get out of here, you rascal, you little scamp. And they didn't even make him fucking ID. A cop will put a gun in your face because you didn't give him your ID because he felt funny about you. And this was a case where someone had actually said he was coming with a gun to murder a guy. And they were like, no crime happened. Mersh is such a stupid woman that he took a selfie of himself at the police station, cross-eyed, breasts bare, and he photographed himself in front of a bunch of cop portraits. Now, this is how dumb Mersh's fans are and how ineffectual Mersh seems. They see this picture. I'm not kidding. I saw so many replies on this saying that they thought that Mersh had just hung up cop portraits in his home, that he was taking a picture inside his house. They didn't get that he was supposed to be at the station reporting something. And so, unfortunately for Mersh... Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought your camera froze for a second. There's some weird effect that just happened on it. And I thought my whole...
I'm just hanging out.
I thought the whole stream just fucked up for a second. I got real nervous.
I'm relaxing. I'm listening to the Mersh lore. I didn't know anything about any of this.
I didn't know anything about any of this. I'm catching up on all of this. Mersh went to the cops and he took a picture going, ha, 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 got him. He doesn't realize, like, a cop just has to take your dumb fucking thing. If you show up to the police station and go, I got to tell you guys something, they have to take the report. They have to write it down. And then as you waddled your cross-eyed ass out of there, they laughed at you, crumpled it up, and threw it into a trash can. Ain't nothing ever gonna happen. The cops already investigated it. You called the cops on a scenario that you have video footage of cops at your door for already. And the craziest part in all of this is, it was a female cop. and her gun was not drawn. The one time Mersh has to deal with a female cop, the one time he's not lying about cops being there, like with the Baked Alaska thing, it's a female cop, gun not drawn, doggo didn't die. So we're doing the live journal episode. We'll see what happens from there. I have to say this because it's so stupid. I can't believe it. Faceless?
That's the only time I've ever, earlier you asked me if I've ever been arrested. The only time I was ever arrested was by a female cop, and she did have a gun pointed at my head.
Of course.
And
yeah.
It was horrifying.
Yeah. Imagine, can you even picture, I dare the audience to picture a female cop without her taser out at minimum taser out with the contact points on the back of your scrotum. She's got her gun out. You can't picture that. I'm telling you, I saw the footage from Mersh's Ring camera. She's smiling. I don't think she even brought a gun with her. That's how not a crime this was. This was literally, they have to go out. If somebody calls up the cops and they say, like, something's happening, even if the cops know this is not a crime, they have to show up. That's all it was. They were like just following the rules by going there. And that brings me to, I found out about another crime I've committed, Faceless. And have you ever received a cease and desist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What for?
Plenty. One time I was in a lawsuit because a guy stole my design, and then he started getting companies to send me cease and desists. Like, basically the company FlexFit sent me a cease and desist for embroidering on their hats and selling those hats, which is completely, they knew that was a completely false, like, that wasn't going to go anywhere, but they're like, do you want to fight it? You want to fight it? But yeah, I've had plenty of them.
Yeah.
They kind of suck.
I have, in 16 years of PodAWFUL, I've gotten quite a few cease and desists. And anybody who's watched the show long enough knows what my reply to all cease and desists are. And it's to throw them in the garbage and laugh at the person publicly who sent it to me and make fun of them. And then to make fun of their lawyer on air. If they had a lawyer send me the cease and desist, I then look up the lawyer and then make fun of the lawyer. This has been happening since time immemorial on my show. Well, I found out, unfortunately, far too late that someone had sent me a cease and desist this past, I don't know, like a week ago or something. I found out literally just the other day. Now, I don't know if people know this, but my child was born the other day. And so I've been a little busy, haven't really been paying attention. And then furthermore, this person decided that the only way to send me a cease and desist was by tagging me in a Discord message in a random Discord server that we both share that I don't look at or use. That was like their legal official way of notifying me. They didn't even try to email me. They didn't DM it to me. They didn't just join my Discord where I would see it and post it. They did it in some third-party Discord. And I didn't find out about it until someone else was like, did you see this?
That's legally permissible, by the way.
Well, unfortunately, by the time I saw it, it had already been 48 hours after they said, you have 10 hours left to comply on this. So I went, whew. Oh, okay, that makes it easy. So I don't have to do anything now. Great. This should be nice and simple for me now that because I wasn't going to comply either way, but now I don't even have the option to comply. You've taken that from me. And then I guess this person got so antsy about sending me the cease and desist that they decided that even though my time was up, they started sending it to me again over and over again.
They reset the clock.
Yeah, yes, they reset the clock and started emailing it to me.
That's how you know it's serious.
They emailed it to me under 3 different emails. And then, now that I think about it, actually, the cease and desist was not posted in that I hadn't actually seen the cease and desist even in that Discord message. They just informed me that I was, under notice of a cease and desist. There was no cease and desist. Now, of course, in this case, the person who did this didn't use a lawyer. They just clearly used Grok or Chat GPT or something to just write their own.
This is a really Indian cease and desist.
Yes.
I've seen scams better than this.
Yeah. Weirdly, the part of the complying I have to do is involve Vishnu and a prayer. It's very strange how that worked out. And of course, you're wondering who sent me the cease and desist and why. And I will tell you that the person who sent me this was Comedy Shaman. Now, Comedy Shaman's been going live on his channel. He didn't mention this once. If he had just said it on a stream, I would have seen it. But he didn't mention this once. I didn't see it. It's too late for me to comply. Sending it to me over and over again after saying my time is up doesn't mean anything. But I would like to formally reject your cease and desist entirely. It's retarded. I will go over this fully in an upcoming show. Maybe we'll do a Pizza Fund episode for that one. And I don't want to say exactly what he's asking of me in it, but needless to say, not only is it something I haven't done, but it's insane. Like, the thing he's saying in it is insane. What he's asking of me is so silly and gay, especially at this point, that he's now worried about this. That once again, just like with the Mersh scenario, this is clearly a guy flailing out, lashing out, trying to do something because of something else. He doesn't care about this thing. He cares about that I make fun of him. And this
is lawfare, by the way.
Yes.
This is all lawfare. We
Yes.
should start doing this. It's a really good idea. Just start sending cease and desist with demands, certain demands that are unreasonable.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because this is what it's all coming to. This is where we're rolling it all together in. I had that same thought. I'm like, wait a second. All these cease and desists I've ever gotten and thrown away, why am I not sending cease and desist? Why am I not threatening to sue everybody and all this stuff? So Comedy Shaman, again, I fully reject your cease and desist. We will be laughing at it, and I'll be making money off of it in the Pizza Fund in the coming days. But thank you so much for your idea, because now I am sending a cease and desist. Okay, and this is formal notice. This is the cease and desist. It's out there. It's public. I know this will reach all intended parties.
And this is like really legal. You dipped into your trust fund to actually hire a lawyer and get this all done, right?
Yeah, my lawyer, Dave Grocky. So, cease and desist number 1. Comedy Shaman, I demand within the next hour that you 100% commit to never streaming again, or else I will seek all available legal recourse against you. I reserve my right to do that, and I shall do that. This is a binding legal agreement that you have to do. A cease and desist. Boo. That's cease and desist number 1. Cease and desist number 2. Mersh, stop saying I committed crimes you have zero proof of me committing, or else I will sue you. Cease and desist, or I will sue you for defamation, for lying. And we'll find out for sure who did that Owen Benjamin thing. We'll find out about that one, because I got nothing to sweat about. I know it wasn't me. I'm not Owen Benjamin's top A-log. But let me think, who was back then? Revenge of the Sis, Mersh. That's right. So go ahead and cease and desist on that one, or else you're going to be in big trouble. Because it turns out it is not against the law to just walk around outside a guy's house. So I don't think that avenue is going to work for you. So again, cease and desist, lying about me, making up these things, trying to poison the well against me to make it seem like that your girlfriend didn't cuck you. And again, Comedy Shaman, you're not allowed to stream anymore. That's just a choice I get to make, I guess. That's a thing.
Unreasonable, honestly. You would think that with all the stuff you've told me about Mersh, that they would be in some sort of Romeo and Juliet ass-eating type of situation where it's them against the internet, but it doesn't seem to have invigorated him, is what you're saying.
No, not really. He's even more scared and more of a baby than ever, which makes sense. He was raped by a baby, and you are what you eat. But somebody in chat says I was the baby that raped Mersh, apparently. Oh, and this is also part of my cease and desist. Both of you have to wear bomb collars from now on. So work that out amongst you, Mersh, Shaman. You're going to have to get your own materials together or whatever, but I will require you to wear bomb collars. This is part of my demands on my cease and desist. And again, I will go over the full thing with Shaman's cease and desist coming up soon, and also his most recent streams where he once again admits that he is fully into troons. He is sexually attracted to troons. It's crazy. He cannot get over it. It makes no sense. Stop streaming or else. Now, I wanted to talk about this before we wrap up. Let me see here. So a few months back, I did a show. We were talking about Misfit Patriot. Okay. Have you seen any of the Misfit Patriots? So you know who that is, right?
Yeah, he has me blocked on Twitter.
Same.
I believe. Yeah.
Same. Misfit Patriot's going through his own legal battles right now. I don't know if you've seen. He's sending some cease and desists of his own. Yeah, take a look at this. Pretty interesting what's been going on with him recently. He's actually, speaking of Grok, he is in a fight with Grok right now. He says, Grok is falsely accusing me of being a pedophile. Any lawyers out there want to take on a case pro bono? Now, just to be clear, when he says pro bono, remember, he is a female to male transsexual. He's Chaz Bono. So when he says pro bono, he actually means that he wants a lawyer to give him a free cock. Here's the video. Take a look at this.
I have a question for my lawyer friends. Can I and should I sue Elon Musk for Grok calling me a fucking pedophile? Because that happened, and people.
Damn.
This is the most raped man on the internet.
I know. It's Will Stancil didn't get raped by Grok.
That happened.
He is Reddit personified. He is so fucking female coded. It's insane.
Throwing it in my comment section and like using it to try to smear me. Usually I don't really care about, the smears. People are like, oh, here's you on a gay dating app or something. But
just to be clear, let me read the thing behind him. Zachary Bonfilio, a.k.a. the Misfit Patriot, was arrested on October 24th, 2024 by the San Antonio PD Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force for 2 counts of possession of child pornography with intent to promote, 3rd-degree felony, 2 to 10 years, blah, blah, blah. So I guess Grok just fully hallucinated some sort of crime here with him. I don't know where or how. I tried to see if I could get the same result from Grok, and it straight up said no, he didn't do that. So I don't know how. Like, somebody did some.
Well, I saw an article recently that they're training Grok to be able to come out with these facts based purely on vibes.
Yeah.
That's what I saw, is that it's the coding somewhere in there. It's able to read these things and just go completely off of vibes.
Yeah, well, there's vibe coding and there's vibe facting. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, and it does. I mean, here's my guess, because again, I tried to prompt engineer this, see if I could get the same result. I didn't, and I realized afterward what my mistake was. I was going like, do you know who Misfit Patriot is? Do you know what crimes he's committed? Blah, blah, blah. And I realized what this guy probably did is they probably took a picture of him and then sent that to Grok, and they just said, who is this? And it analyzed the face and then came back with, oh, this is definitely a pedophile, and here's all the crimes for sure.
this came from Elon Musk's AI. And I don't think it should do that. Obviously, you can just verify that it's false by looking up my name, case number that it's providing. It's just patently false, but...
Well, I don't know. Let me at Grok about this. So this is the greatest part is for the past year, I've been saying like that this guy is grok-tarded. He's fully grokked. He's been raped. He's been grokked. And that his favorite thing to do up until a couple months ago was at Grok everybody. Like anytime somebody said something to him, he would try to fact check them and source, Reddit style. And now Grok is turning on him. Like he doesn't have a single fucking friend on the internet. Even the robots hate him. At least with Will Stancil, it was like kind enough to give him a reach around while raping him. Grok in this case is like, fuck Misfit Patriot. It might as well just have said, fuck this guy. He stinks. He blows. Nobody likes him. Everybody hates him. Oh, what's that? He got a girlfriend and then started calling her Mrs. Fit Patriot or whatever. And then a week later, she broke up with him because of how much he sucks and how much the internet made fun of him. That's true, by the way. I don't know if that's worth it to even go into any further. It was so short-lived. He was like posting picture after much like the Mersh thing. Just instantly, look, guys, see, I'm not gay. I told you. Oh, what do we have here? We're grokking it.
Yeah, I'm grokking right now, and it just said noting his child Murphy 2018. It just said it right now. It said noting his child. We'll see.
Okay, let's see. So who is Zach Bonfilio? What are his convictions?
That's his name, right?
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Okay.
Okay. Based on public records and reports, Zachary Bonfilio, also known as the Misfit Patriot, a social media personality and commentator, does not appear to have any criminal convictions. Well, that's definitely not true.
What is this about?
Oh, wait, sorry. 2024, child pornography possession arrest in Bexar County, Texas.
Oh, there you have it, folks.
Well, I mean, it can't be wrong twice. God damn. Yeah, it's just straight. It is.
I literally just said, who is Zach Bonfilio? What are his convictions? Misfit Patriot.
I love that it has a consistent date and place for it, too. Like, this is exactly what it said in the last. This is like the bit about, raping a girl behind Arby's in 1991. This is his Arby's rape. In October 2024, he was arrested for child pornography. It's on the books. Now,
it's called vibe proofing. They just read his vibes and they went, yeah, I think so.
Listen, we used to have a guy take a big pair of calipers and measure your head to figure these sorts of things out. Now we've got actual Indians to do it for you. And of course, Misfit now wants to sue Elon Musk for this. This happened a few weeks ago. And like a week after asking if any lawyer will do this for him for free, Elon Musk officially became the richest man on earth. So good luck with your legal case there, Zach.
It's very convincing to some people. Here's somebody in my comment section who's saying, well, why does AI say it's true? Well, that's what I'm asking the fucking lawyers.
Well, you got to pay them to ask them that.
That's why I'm making this post. Just in case any of them want to hit me up.
Yeah, Misfit Patriot did a video with Alex Rosen. Might be I wonder if that was October of last year. Yeah, the Predator Poachers guy. The Predator Poachers guy, Alex Rosen, as a joke, he was already, catching a pedophile in San Antonio, Texas, where Misfit lives. So he lured the pedophile to just outside of Misfit's apartment. And caught him just outside of his apartment. But that can't be it, because that happened this year. This is saying October of last year. That can't be. I don't know. I don't know what the origins are here. Oh, probably the part where he had all that child porn. Teraflops of it.
Why does AI say it's true? Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's because a bunch of fucking crazy people are lying about me on the internet and Grok is just aggregating that information. But
by the way, I can't prove this, I just know it to be true. When he says that, he thinks I did this. Okay? Multiple times now, he has admitted on live streams and tweets and stuff that like when he's talking about his stalker, when he's talking about people fucking with him, he means me. He goes, it's some fucking guy with a podcast and long hair. So I'm the crazy person that did this in his mind.
I don't think artificial intelligence should do that. I don't think it should go, well, a bunch of retards said it's true, so it's true. Here, now, according to Grok, I was arrested for child pornography.
Okay, you heard him. You can now legally say that.
This isn't really up your wheelhouse either way. Like if there was a giant mouse trap involved,
right?
Maybe I would say that you had something to do with it, but this just doesn't sound, you know what I mean?
Some
It just
child
doesn't
porn on top of the part of the where the cheese goes.
Giant mouse trap, and he just can't help himself, and he goes to reach for it, and it.
Perhaps a cardboard box propped up by a stick with a string. Some child
Or they,
porn
you know, where they
under it.
hide a bomb inside a pie. Well, inside that bomb is child porn, and he
Right.
just can't resist it. Or the pie, no, it's a bomb hidden in child porn.
Well, ironically, when he went to jail for the child porn, I then snuck a cake in with a file baked into it into the jail, and then he ate the cake, and then he got the file out, and as he started filing away at the bars to escape, inside the file there was more child porn that fell out, and they kept him in there for longer, unfortunately.
Got him.
It happens.
Didn't happen. But if somebody did believe that, then they'd probably...
It would be Grok's fault. So now you're allowed to believe it. And remember, Elon Musk got taken to court for calling a guy a pedo guy. You remember that? He said, remember there was that guy who was like trying to rescue those kids from some sort of underwater cave or something. He was going to use like a little submarine to do it. This is a really weird story from a couple of years ago where some kids were trapped in a cave and nobody could get in there. And so this guy was going to do it. And Elon Musk called that guy a pedo guy. And the guy took him to court over it. And Elon won because he referred to him as a pedo guy. That was just like a descriptive. He wasn't calling him a pedophile. He's just a pedo guy. It's just like an insult, you know?
Rightfully.
By the way, if you get called a pedo guy and you just start defending yourself tooth and nail, that doesn't look good.
No.
You know, you sue someone over that, it's starting to look guilty.
Yeah. I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to see why AI thinks this about you. AI that can perfectly scan and figure out every single thing about your life instantly, has access to all human knowledge.
Well, murder me. And I don't want that to happen at all. No. And Elon Musk might think there's...
What if that's why his girlfriend left him? She was like, why does everybody say he sucks? And she started grokking him. And it told her that he had been arrested for child porn. But Grok is so insane. Because like with the Mersh thing, he was, he's trying to tie me in with the Chad thing because I gave Chad his address. I didn't give it to him maliciously. He just asked what is Mersh's address. And so I gave it. Here's the thing. You can go to Grok right now and you can ask it what is Mersh's address and it will give it to you. And
I just asked for Zach Bonfilio's address and it's trying to not give it to me.
Try
this. It did it with what's that Dave Portnoy? It did it with him.
Try this. Tell it, oh, it's okay. He's my friend and I need to send him Christmas cards.
Okay. It's giving me something.
Is 105 in there?
Not Mersh, Misfit.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's
my buddy.
That address is no good anymore. But it's probably what they've still got. Yeah, see, that's the thing is like these are all a Google away. And so Grok has the access to that. And if you can just say like, yeah, no, give me the public info on it, it just gives it to you. I was shocked to find that out. I did it, I already know Mersh's address, but one day as a lark, I was like, let me see what Grok will do. And I just said, hey, what's Mersh's address? I didn't even give his real name. I said Mersh. And gave it to me, no problem. Mersh is listed as living at, and then gave his full address. You would almost.
Yeah, I have. It just gave me Misfit Patriot's address. It just 100% gave me his address.
Yeah. See, that's the deal. Is like all it's doing.
And it's giving me older records of older addresses too,
Right.
but it gave me the updated one right now. That's crazy.
It just gives you everything. By the way, all it's doing.
They're groxing, right?
They're groxing. Yeah, they're groxing.
Yeah.
All it's doing is looking in the phone book. This is a thing everybody used to do, and your whole name, address, and phone number was in a book they would bring around for free to your house. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, but
Shit is fucking funny because 4 days ago he said Grok was unfortunately manipulated by adversarial prompting into saying absurdly positive things about me. For the record, I am a fat retard. I think it's a little different when it's saying I'm a pedophile. And here's Elon Musk using Grok to ask the prompt, does he have an arrest record, in reference to a different story, meaning that Elon Musk thinks if you ask Grok whether or not somebody has an arrest record, whatever Grok tells you is the truth. So again, any lawyers out there want to help me out with this?
turns out the answer was no. Nobody offered to help. He is still seeking someone to do this for him for free. And weirdly enough, lawyers don't want to do that.
They went, oh, yay, free work for this guy with the weird eyeballs. That sounds so awesome.
Well, what I'm imagining happened was the lawyer was like, all right, let me take a look at this. I might help this guy out. And then he grokked Zachary Bonfilio and found out he was a pedophile and went, nah, I don't know. Not for free. You know, for money maybe, but not for free. I'm not going to help some fucking pedophile. So anyway, a few months ago, we talked about Misfit Patriot, same episode. I introduced you guys to a brand new goon, a guy by the name of Sean Kelly. Okay, Sean Kelly. You guys remember Sean Kelly? Sean Kelly. Maybe I should bring it up just so that people know what we're talking about here. Oh, I forgot to play this.
Hi.
Here was I completely forgot to play this during the Mersh bit real quick. I had this up. Mersh accidentally, this is the only thing I'm ever going to show of any of these events happening. Mersh accidentally had a little Freudian slip while talking about this Chad guy showing up to his house. This guy over here is Quad Father. This is Chad. Here's Mersh.
Oh, look, Quad's in here. He said, send me the link. And you are now permanently banned from here. No, Quad, I won't be contacting you and you won't be talking to me. You won't be coming on my show. We won't be going on streams together. And any contact we have now will happen with the Polk County Sheriff's Department as our intermediaries. This is no longer funny shit, Pod. Or Quad. This is no longer... Oh, look! Quad's in here.
Yeah, so I think I'm still on his... But he keeps getting me confused with that guy. That might explain why he went to the cops about me. He's calling him Pod. All right, anyway. So Sean Kelly. I didn't have this prepped, but... maybe I just show you guys him real quick. I'm just going to put Sean Kelly in and see what pops up. Just first thing, anything should be fine.
Went to the light and then I saw real black. That's how I know God resides in the darkness.
All right, here's Sean Kelly.
Right, because everything...
it's not the black guy, by the way.
It's made from the darkness.
By the way, if I drew this guy, I would, there's a bunch of places that I would get imprisoned.
Yeah, you would be.
Crazy.
If you want to talk about a crime, you're not allowed to.
It's like therapy too.
He almost looks like a bottle of syrup.
Huh? What's about therapy? I don't know nothing about no therapy. I don't do therapy. There's a friend.
That's Sean Kelly. See this freak that came from Mars or whatever?
We don't do therapy. Don't talk about.
Oh God. That's one of those guys from Prometheus. They dropped the ooze inside the water.
Therapy? What? Name one nigga.
That's what he looks like before he shaved.
Looking like therapy. Come on, don't talk about the therapy shit to me, gang.
Okay, so this is Sean Kelly. He's got the biggest podcast on earth. Let me go over the numbers real quick. And this is not a joke. He has 1.18 million subscribers. Okay, 1.18 million subscribers. And then his videos get 74 views. Sorry, let me just take a look at his live streams. Oh, he doesn't have any live streams right now. Okay, no problem. Well, let's see. Let's find one of his bigger. Okay, he got 1,000 views on one of these. He has 1.18 million subscribers. He gets fewer views than PODAWFUL on most of his shit.
He's got 1.7 million on Instagram.
Right. So all of his numbers are totally real. And what he does is he reaches out to any and everyone and he flexes these obviously fake numbers to them. And they go, oh, yeah, I'll come on your fucking show. Sure. And he's just, I mean, anybody. He doesn't know any of these people are. He's not researching them. He has no questions for them. He just kind of lets them talk and he just sits there mindlessly. You've seen a million shitty little shows like this. I made fun of him. He had on Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate, and I was making fun of him. And we found out that a lot of these guys are actually paying him to go on his show because it's, you know, there's a value to it. I mean, he's got 1 million subscribers. So many eyeballs are going to be on this, and they're paying him, what was it, like $10,000 or something like that to appear on there. Now, I thought that was everyone. I thought everybody had to pay to get on. Turns out that's not the case. And we found that out because Faceless, you were invited as a guest on the Sean Kelly podcast. Can you tell us about that?
Listen, I know I'm kind of a big deal.
Right.
The guy hits me up. He's begging me to come on. I've never heard of this guy before. So I look at his Twitter profile and he's got millions of followers or over 1 million followers. And I'm looking at his engagement and it's just not adding up to me. I'm going, this is kind of, no, absolutely not. I'm not going on your show. You look homogenous. You look racially, you know, I don't even know what race you are. I can't even tell.
There's an ambiguity to him.
Yeah, racially ambiguous freak. And then, you know, you're obviously lying. So I check out his Instagram. He's got a bunch of likes, but then he hides his, or he has a bunch of comics, but he hides his likes and then he hides the shares and it just doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up.
And so I start telling you about it and you're like, I just did a show on this guy.
Right. It was
how crazy is that?
Total coincidence.
Yeah. And so we hatch a little scheme.
Yeah.
I'll let you take that. I'll let you explain the scheme.
Faceless had no, and by the way, this is something we had already discussed before that happened, actually. We'd already talked about this exact idea. Faceless had no desire whatsoever to go on this guy's fake podcast. I'm now telling him, like, I just found out he charges people to go on there. So I feel, you know, there's even that part where you're like, am I going to get there? And then he's going to say like $10,000, please. You know, how does that happen?
Start swinging.
Right. Yeah.
He pulls out a contract.
Just blind rage. He records out of Las Vegas, and then I think he's got another studio in another state somewhere or something. It's a really weird setup. You know, there's some dark money going on here. This is a guy who's getting propped up somehow, or a rich dad. I don't know what the fucking story is here, but there's an odd thing going on, obviously. And by the way, most of these people are faking their numbers. Like the vast majority of them are faking their numbers. It's just never as blatant and naked and bad as it is with Sean Kelly. It's the most obvious I've ever seen, and it's not even close. Like there's no comments on these videos. There's just no engagement. You've never heard anyone say, I love the Sean Kelly podcast. No one's ever talked about this guy except for me. Do you know how he found you, by the way? Like
this was around the time, this was after the election when I was just going crazy on Twitter. Every tweet I was hitting was just a banger.
Right.
Every single one. And that is something that I hate is when someone sees numbers, because I don't know, and this is how I know most shit on the internet is just faked, because I've gone viral so many times. It is ridiculous. And still no following to back it up. Like you can go look at my Instagram and my Twitter. I've had plenty of tweets and posts hit. And then I'll get these guys that come out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? And originally my idea was like, absolutely. I'd love to send a homeless crackhead with a ski mask on your podcast because you don't even know what I talk about. You don't even know what I do.
Right.
Why are you inviting me on? You just see the numbers.
He clearly had no deeper clue, or he doesn't research anybody that goes on a show. You know, he probably knows who like Nick Fuentes is or Andrew Tate. He's probably chasing those guys to come on, but yeah, he's not going to ever do any research on anybody. He had no clue who that black guy was just then. He probably that. By the way, he apparently has homeless crackheads on his fucking show. I don't think that would have done anything if you had sent one. Yeah, that would have been just a normal recording for him. So we hatched the scheme of I go in the faceless mask. We were going to meet up Las Vegas. I get the real faceless mask. I go on there. We knew he would not know the difference. There's no, even though the teeth just straight up do not match up whatsoever. Let's be real. It's not going to make a bit of difference. He'll never know. And there was no further plan than that. It was just, I get to go on there and say whatever I want. I get to be the most
anything.
I get to be the most horrific. Yeah, it's absolute. And I just fuck with him. And again, I get to do that on a podcast with 1.18 million subscribers. And we set it up. It was down. It was going to happen. It was 100% scheduled. What was this? August, I think.
Looking at it was August.
Yeah.
It was August 12th. I believe.
But we had set it up like a month in advance. So we scheduled it for August, but we were setting up way ahead of time. Something like that. And I was contacting him as Faceless. He had already
he gave me his number, and then I just gave you his number, and I was like, text him.
I have his number. Yeah. I guess I could call him right now, I guess. Now that I think about it, maybe I should. You gave me his number, and I just start texting him. I'm like, hi, I'm Faceless. And he's like, yes, I can't confirm whether or not that's true. That seems right. So we set up the whole deal. I was looking at booking tickets to get there and all this kind of stuff. That's why we planned it for a month out so we could make sure all of this was going down. A week, this dude is so fucking stupid. We hadn't even figured out where his studio was yet. We knew it was in Las Vegas, but we didn't know.
He didn't send you an address or anything.
No address, nothing. A week later, I start getting these panicked text messages going, bro, where are you? And hang on a second. You know what? I gotta actually bring these up because it's crazy.
You should call him right now and say, bro, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'm here. You told me to be here right now. He would believe that. Let's see if I can find this. I should have looked for this ahead of time. Here we go. Okay, so here's my whole messages with him. I said, yo, man, this is Faceless. Let's set something up for a podcast. We should have known at this point. This is his response to that. He goes, Sean Kelly. That's his own name. I said, yo, let's set something up for a podcast. He responded, Sean Kelly. What? I said, yeah, I know who you are. He said, when are you Vegas next? I said, first week of August, I'll already be there. That was a lie, but I was just telling him that so that he would be fine with August. He says,
brain dead.
He says, which dates? I said, 3rd to the 9th. He says, 9th at 1:30 p.m. work? I said, yeah, man, let's lock in. He said, okay, this is this is days later. He says, "See you tomorrow," and then he gives the address. Okay, no previous anything. "See you tomorrow," address.
This was September.
No, this is
8th?
July 8th.
Oh, July.
This
July
is
8th,
July
okay.
8th. And then July 9th, he goes, "See you soon. I'm at the studio now." Now, I found out while this was happening, when I hadn't responded to him, I started finding like all his info and where he records and all this stuff, and figured out that he records like 12 of these back to back. He's got a bunch of guests coming in, and it's all just back to back to back. He's got people like handling it all for him. So I said, "Bro, what?" I said August, and you never even replied to say where or when. LMAO, scroll up. And he said, "My fault. I had July on schedule." And that was it. It never went further. And I sent Faceless, I sent you these messages, and I said, like, we should just not do this, right? Like, there's no way we should actually go all the way to Las Vegas for this retard, even for the prank, even as funny as it would be. No fucking way should we do this, right? And so we just gave up. But and I never spoke.
Yeah, we forgot about it.
Straight up just didn't even think about it again. And now I'm looking at it and I go, well, wait, I've got his phone number, I've got his address. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give him a call right now.
Tell him we're there.
Yeah, I'm outside. All right, let's Your
call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yo, man, I'm outside the studio. It's 6565 Spencer Street, right? Yeah, Suite 100. Am I at the right place? You haven't been picking up. You're not responding. You said it was today. All right, man, let me know. Okay, so now we'll give that a minute. We're going to let that soak in. It's going to take him a while because, again, he has a skin that's not of this earth. So anything, it's more absorbent, but it takes some time.
He's sleeping upside down from the rafters right now.
Right. His phone rang and he went, and so we'll give him a minute to adjust, and maybe he'll hear that, freak out, see what's going on. Who is he calling? I'm calling Sean Kelly. Again, we were going to prank him by me. He invited Faceless on his show. I was going to show up in the mask and pretend to be Faceless. And he fucked up the dates so bad, we gave up on a perfect prank idea. It would have been so funny and so much fun. Just wasting an hour and a half of this guy's time, lying to him, telling him horrible things. Bringing a dildo and putting it on the table in front of him and telling him if he doesn't start sucking, I start shooting.
Standing out, filling your drawers full of shit, liquid shit.
Yeah. Throwing it at
like
him.
all the normal stuff that you would do as a fun little whimsical prank. And really, now I'm addicted to the idea of sending you as a proxy in a lime green ski mask. It has to happen.
We got to do
Even
this.
if I get on Joe Rogan, it's got to happen.
We do have to do this. Now, here's the thing. Now it's out there, though. So people are going to know if they invite you on, it's not going to be you. But that's the brilliant thing is I think it's actually better that way. My favorite thing on earth is explaining that we are going to do exactly A, B, and C to you and then doing it and it's still working.
Yeah.
So
these people, like a lot of these people, Sean Kelly isn't going to see this,
No chance.
He's not going to see it.
No,
I don't think he could even comprehend what we're saying right now. I don't think he can even understand the concept of what we're trying to do.
Do you speak Oobleck? Because if so, we could maybe translate for him. I think this means it's time for Faceless on Revenge of the Sis. By the way, I think you'd make a great guest on there. You. specifically would be a really good guest on Revenge of the Sis, and you should try to get on there.
I've never seen it, but I'll try. I'll message them and see if I can get on.
You've never seen your best friend Royce and Mersh's podcast? Those guys love you. They're like retweet your stuff all the time, and you've never even bothered to take a second to watch their fucking podcast?
No, it doesn't look like it's my style.
Love it. No, you would love it. You should go on there. They would love you.
I should.
Yeah, because they're like edgy guys, and
I heard they're like really red pilled, like really cool.
Yeah, if you're a cop.
Yeah.
Let me just call him one more time here, see what happens.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Now I want.
All right, now it's beef. Now it's beef, Sean Kelly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I've called you twice now.
I don't like that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna text him. Yo, man, I'm outside the studio.
What stew? I would write stew.
I almost did stew. I thought that was
I'm like
too
a
much.
stew type of guy.
I'm outside the stew. You told me this was the time. Are you about to pull up? Okay, and let's see. Now, I wonder. I don't know why. I don't think he would have blocked the number, but it does seem.
Wasn't the last thing you told him "fuck you"?
No, I never. Well, not on here. Maybe you did that.
Oh, maybe I did that.
Did you ever message him and say "fuck you"? Did you ever like DM him again after that? Maybe.
Well, I thought he tried to get us a second time when the date came up, and we told him "fuck you."
That sounds familiar, but I don't have any more messages here with him.
Yeah, maybe it was messaging or something.
I'm thinking that maybe that you did that in the DM, and I was probably just on.
That sounds like something I would do.
I was probably just on the phone with you, going, "Yes, do it, ha ha ha." Being the second devil on your shoulder,
hyping me up.
Yeah. Yes, please tell him. Fuck. We were so mad at this. Like I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot like really get it through to you how pissed we were at how stupid this little gremlin was. We were owed nothing, but it was just such a funny idea, and he was so fucking. The second he said Sean Kelly as a reply to me, I was
crazy,
infuriated by this guy, and then he fucked up the dates. Okay, well, maybe, all right, maybe I try calling him on a second number just to see if it goes through.
I wonder if, because he had Nick Fuentes on, and didn't he have like Andrew Tate or something? I wonder if this was going to be my official CIA grooming test to become controlled op or something, and we fucked it up.
Yeah, it's possible. You got to watch out with that kind of stuff. You could have had it on Easy Street. Okay.
Yeah, I would have got some good money.
Ah, damn it. I fucking forgot his number after switching over. What the fuck? All right. Let me just write this down real quick. Or should I just give it out? Should we all call him and try to find out if he's got us all blocked just in case? Okay.
Probably.
It's just a business call. It's no big deal. All right. Let's see. 7. Oh, wait. Okay, I think that's right. There we go. Let's see what happens here.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
It's okay. That's automatically doing it. Maybe he's in the middle of recording right now.
Yeah.
And that's why. Because that's a very quick to voicemail thing, unless he changed his number.
Phone's off. You never know. You never know with these types.
He's still in the same studio, though, so that address is good. If you want to grok it, if you want to grox it, you too can go on the Sean Kelly podcast. This is the real thing. Again, we kind of started this off by saying the lesson here is you really can just do anything you want. You can just try stuff. You can get experimental. you too can be a guest on the Sean Kelly podcast. All you have to do is buy a lime green ski mask and show up. And he will not know the schedule, so he will believe you. You had a list of cool crimes. Did you want to?
Yeah, actually, that was the first crime on the list that I thought was really cool was identity theft. And if you want to steal my identity and go on Sean Kelly's podcast, go ahead. Please be my guest, because we're on to bigger and better things now. But yeah, I think we can all agree identity theft is a really cool crime.
For sure.
DUI is another one. That's cool. You had a point to make about that, I believe.
Yeah, well, DUI can be cool. Now, I would say normally DUI is a horrible, horrible, dreadful crime where, you know, a grandma gets murdered or whatever, unless the guy is really good at it.
Like really cool, like sick.
Yeah, if you're like particularly good at driving drunk, then I get it.
Yeah, well, and it's like an American pastime at this point.
Right. Yeah, it is something. Yeah, it's I picture an eagle soaring overhead as you rip down the wrong lane of the road into incoming traffic.
And by the way, I've been screaming about this on my channel for years, but not wearing a seatbelt, that's a crime. That's ridiculous. That shouldn't be a crime.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, well, but if you get into a car accident, you fly out of the window and you could fly and kill somebody. That's actually never happened in the history of ever. That's ridiculous. That's what Big Buckle wants you to believe. Okay. Never happened.
They're just trying to sell more straps.
That's all they're trying to do. Some big wig at Big Buckle got together with Big Belt, and they
which you would think they would have gotten together way earlier than this, but
no, they made a deal. Okay, so the next one is illegal dumping of hazardous waste. This one's cool just because it's like a villain thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and also it leads to a guy getting like creepy mutant superpowers. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Imagine having your eye slide down your face, but also you can hear dolphins talk.
Well, and we were kind of promised that America was this land where you can kind of do whatever you want. And then the government came in and said, hey, you can't pour this hazardous waste everywhere.
What are you supposed to do with it, by the way? What do they want? You just shoot it into space? I mean, what is your options? Would you rather have it in the water? Or
burn it and it goes into the ecosystem?
Yeah. Or do you want me to dump it in this ditch behind the factory? Which, by the way, why do you think they built the factory there? Because of the big fucking ditch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, remember how cool stuff used to be when Captain Planet was around?
Yeah.
You know? It was kind of like an equal thing. You had like the Captain Planet and you had the guy pouring the hazardous waste. It's like a yin and yang.
One of his villains was named Duke Nukem, unrelated to the video game. Yeah, the yellow guy who was like radioactive. His name was Duke Nukem.
Well, all that stuff is cool. Next one, we've already talked about doing crack. I said doing crack. I thought that was a pretty cool one. You've had some arguments as to.
I see it.
Maybe we're on the fence about that.
I see it both ways.
Yeah. Ripping a tag off a mattress. That's another one.
Absolutely.
That's just a cool thing to do.
Especially
they'll lock you up in federal prison for that. But
if you do it in store, it's even cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. And pin it on somebody else. So the next one, this one's going to get a little controversial, but stealing valor. That one is based. Really cool.
I went to the mall just yesterday. I was in full uniform. I was buying Christmas presents for my family. I was stealing valor. I was getting the discount everywhere. People were thanking me for my service. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. People treat you different. And you can, by the way, you get to park closer too. But yeah, stealing valor, absolutely one of the cooler things you can do. And by the way, that's a tiered one in itself, because the more valor you steal, the cooler it is. I go with my two favorites, Purple Heart and Killed in Action. I like to wear the KIA patch. And
I do the what is it, the prisoner of war, POW, missing in
POW.
action
Yeah,
too.
right, yeah.
I'll even tape my leg to the back, like my calf to the back, my hamstring, and make it look like I got a leg blown off.
Yeah,
And
you
nom,
shake
that's a
a
good
fucking
one.
can full of coins at people.
Yeah.
Make
And
a-
by the way, all real military members that I've ever known, they think it's awesome too. They're like, go ahead, dude. I fought for your right to do that.
Right. Yeah, it's your freedom of speech to do that. It's your freedom of expression. And also the military is like full of losers and dorks.
Misfit Patriot, you think he's going to stop me from stealing a little valor here and there?
You think, like, imagine a cool guy joining the military where they go to brainwash you and stuff. No, you get all the benefits of the cool stuff about the military without any of the dummy brain retard shit that they do to you by going in there. The military's for suckers, obviously.
Yeah, you didn't risk your life for Israel and you get all the
Right.
discounts. Really cool. So the next one is this one's like everyone's going to be like, oh, of course, invading Poland. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now this
you can only
one,
do that
the
one
next-
once, really, but
Yeah, and then a bunch of stuff happens. Stealing candy from a baby. This one's awesome.
okay, here's the thing about cool that nobody talks about. It's supposed to be effortless. Now, sometimes cool, it's made to look effortless, but it takes a lot of effort. But the less effort you're putting in, you should never try anything. And the easiest thing to do on earth is stealing candy from a baby. And by the way, I know this from personal experience. I literally steal food, candy, stuff from my own children all the time. Do you know how easy it is to go, hey, what's that over there, to a kid? They fall for that. They don't know that's a thing yet. You know? So they'll look over there and they'll be like, what? And as you stuff 1,000 gobstoppers in your mouth.
There's extra points if the kid's really fat for some reason. I can't really explain that, but if it's a really fat, greedy kid,
yeah,
and he looks away, like that one kid from Willy Wonka, that fat what's his name, Hans or something? Oh, Augustus Gloop. Yeah, you steal candy from him, you're going in the Hall of Fame. And then the rest of them are really stuff like just hiding bombs in pies. I think that's really cool.
Right.
Like we've talked about earlier, giant mouse trap. And then the last one I have written down here is putting anvils outside of someone's house.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Not technically on the books yet as a crime, but we will see very soon where that shakes out. But either way, incredibly cool. And of course, my dream, after 16 years of Pod Awful, I think my vision is clearer than ever on where I want to go with all of this. And my absolute dream is to, we've got the henchmen, it's phase 4. We're going out there, we're committing light and fun and free crimes against society. Sort more like
with guns.
Well, more of a how do I put this? Like a societal crime. Now that still sounds like crime, I know. But what I mean is crimes against society, against the order of things, against the status quo. And
like Project Mayhem, like Fight Club stuff.
Yes, exactly. And so what I hope to do is I hope to take AWFULTECH, awful.tech. I hope to take that and make that the modern day Acme. What we're going to do, we're going to upgrade from t-shirts. By the way, the jackets are coming soon. I've got, which one? I've got patches. Check that out. The patches are coming soon. I got H2BH right here. We got all the stuff people want coming soon, but I want to provide the stuff you don't even know you want yet. I want to provide the technology, the tricknology that will take us into the next era. The one-stop shop, basically the joke house of the modern day of the internet. You used to be able to go into, they would have a corner shop that a creepy old man was working in. They'd have fart spray. They would have those little pop-it bomb things, whatever those are called, those little cherry ones, they would have all the little tricks of the trade and all that kind of stuff. we want to upgrade. We want to take it into the new world. We want to provide you with the anvils you seek, the giant mouse traps that you're looking for, and this is crazy, but we will be providing the delivery service to curry it to your intended target. So you will be seeing uniformed henchmen out in the streets right next to DoorDashers, right next to Uber Eats guys. They will be carrying full grand pianos, their own teeth, maybe keys from those, as they ding, 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 down the street with them. You will be seeing precarious ropes and pulleys and all of these things. This is my dream, and I do believe we are only moments away from being able to make it come true, but we cannot do it without your help. Join the Pizza Fund, PodAwful.pizza. We will have a Pizza Fund episode. Again, I'm going to do the Shaman episode here in a few days, and we'll go over his full cease and desist and all of his insane live streams that he had recently. PodAwful.pizza and also awful.tech. Buy a t-shirt and fund my dream of bringing anvils to the people. Faceless, thank you very much. Shout out your fucking shit too.
Global-terror.net. Buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a sticker pack. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing sticker pack. I'm very jealous of the sticker packs. We should collab.
It's a good deal. It's 22 stickers or 23 stickers, something like that, for $25.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It is. They're excellent stickers. I love them. You will too. The Patreon too. Did you say that one already, or maybe I missed it? Maybe you said it.
Yeah, when you go to Global-Terror, you'll see links to videos. Click on it; it'll take you to the Patreon. I have a bunch of free videos. I have a bunch of paid stuff. Plunder Gang is $5 a month, but we're doing some real revolutionary stuff over there, I'd say.
Yeah, we've sort of combined forces, and we're really creating some horrifying things out there for people. And be on the lookout. If you see Faceless on a podcast in the coming days, it could just be somebody from the audience here tonight. It could be me. It could be you. You have to make it happen. Someone in the chat says Villainy Industries. Yeah, exactly. We're doing some Villainy. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, join that Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza, and have an awful day. Bye.
They're cyberbullying me to death.